hanging out today. We weren't going to stream today, obviously. Had some packing to do, but didn't pack because my place isn't ready yet. I still probably have another week or so. So yeah, we're going to be doing a little Hangout stream. We've got a few people lined up with us, and it is open invite. So anybody who wants to come and jump in, feel free to just come and say hello. But also, I've got my 3D printer working with some new filaments, special color that I'll show off a little bit later. If you've already been on my Instagram, you'll see what color and kind of a little walkthrough. But enough of that. We've got our two guests, or not guests anymore. They're the co-hosts that have been around for a little while. If you've been checking out the stream, we've got Danzilla and Koala. Thank you guys for appreciating you guys.
Howdy, howdy.
It looks like Danzilla is playing with Windows, so he's having some troubles. But
freaking no stupid, man.
Fine,
just
I
don't.
Yourself sideways. Just tilt yourself sideways.
You know what? I spent 2 hours this afternoon setting this thing up. I got OBS, and I set up like a cool thing with my logo in the corner and everything, and the green screen that I just got from Amazon. You can see in the background. I'm like, this is going to be cool. You know what I mean? I could do it a little nicer. I spent 2 hours setting it up perfectly. And then the minute I go to get into the stream, OBS crashes. I can't get OBS to show up in StreamYard at all.
Oh.
Nothing. Everything crashes. My browser crashes. OBS crashes. Okay, so then I go in. Okay, I'll just use straight up camera and mic, no in-between software. And this is what I get. I've spent literally 3 hours trying to look good tonight. And this is what I get.
You look great.
You actually look great. You look great.
Yeah, the light's better. It's a little hot. I got to adjust that, but that was adjusted for green screening and stuff. So yeah, I don't know how to make this. If anybody out there knows Windows, and how to make this landscape mode, I'd love to hear it, because there is no setting in StreamYard. There is no setting in Windows for that. Nothing. Windows sucks.
What's the webcam?
I want my Mac back. It's a brand new It's a brand new Anchor 4K webcam. Brand spanking new. Because I'm not using my laptop anymore. I'm using this Windows computer. So my laptop had the camera on it before. So I had to get a new camera. It's just like, oh my God, it's like one thing after another. What? I don't understand how to make this work. So if you see me go in and out, that's me playing with settings, trying to look professional.
Yeah, I can't. I'm a Windows guy, but I have no idea why your camera would do that. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah,
unless
it doesn't make sense.
Unless it has a brain of its own. It thinks that you are a TikTok streamer.
Yeah. Maybe I need to open up that software. Yeah, I don't even know.
When you use OBS Studio or whatever, you use virtual camera on the right side, right? Like there's an option to turn your OBS into a virtual camera.
I picked virtual camera and everything, and then in StreamYard I set my camera input as the OBS virtual camera, and it just wouldn't do anything.
Does your webcam have its own software?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to fire it up right now to see what it looks like.
Because there might be like it might come standard like in portrait mode, and then you might have to press the little button and switch it up. But
I'm looking now. Likely not, but hey.
Hey Josh, how's it going, buddy?
Welcome in everybody in the chat. Thanks for popping in. Pretty much just a last minute stream today. Was prepared to be, packing up stuff, but a little bit of delay. So it's going to be maybe next week, which kind of sucks because we have the RBS stream next week with Eric from Motor Village. So, but Afterlife says he wonders if the gyro detects orientation, assuming it's rotatable.
I doubt it, but it's straight up and down. Give it a wiggle. Is it like only in StreamYard? This is the first time I've seen it do vertical video, so I don't know why.
Yeah, that's super.
Nobody
weird.
should do vertical video anyways. Fuck vertical.
I'm trying to see if there's any. No, the only thing I can edit on your end is on my end. I mean, for you is your mic settings.
Yeah. There's nothing in the Anchor program to
Really
change it.
Yeah,
It's very strange.
give it a whack. Just...
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine like a tube TV. Yeah. I don't know. Not a huge deal.
Who knows?
Oh no, I think it's fine.
I'll live.
You will figure it out. It's so new that you're probably like, what the hell's going on?
You'll figure it out just at the end of the stream.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm printing this really cool. I'm doing a Benchy first just for the test, just because I always try to print a Benchy out of new material. It's for me, it's an easy calibration, more or less. I wouldn't say calibration. It's just like make sure that you're bridging and stuff like that, and you're not getting like hairy prints with bad retraction or something. But there are calibration prints that I do like the cube, and I'll do other calibration prints that are specific to it and smaller. But with the standard PLA, I'm pretty likely it's going to print fine, with the basic settings. Nothing crazy on this one. But yeah, this is the new color for Ciotti FPV. I'm going to be printing some, what do you call them? They're basically a tool rack. I haven't showed anybody except for a couple people on Discord, but here I'll pull up the Ultimaker.
What is your build plate? Why does it look like it's like beat to hell? What is it?
Oh, it's just lots of glue on it from when I was printing PETG.
Like glue stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, use the purple stuff.
Yeah.
The kids' glue. That comes right off with hot water, eh? You just
pretty much
in hot water. It's super easy to get rid of. I just ran because I had glass, so I just ran it under the hot water.
Yeah, with this, it's not glass on this one. It's the texture, so it's a little harder for it to come off as easy. Let's see here. I'll show you what. The reason I got this filament is for this rack, which is going to be available through Ciotti's live stream in the future. So this is a little tool rack for all your bits and bobs, little screwdrivers and stuff. The C's got memory card slots in it, and there's a little tray here. And on the bottom side of it, I already put a hole in it. So this hole is perfectly sized for a magnet that I have. And basically, just the middle of the tray is going to be magnetized, where the rest of it won't be as magnetized. So it'll be kind of just a little tray for all your bits and bobs. And all the holes are different size for different types of screwdrivers and stuff like that I referenced. Most of them sit all the way through, but not all of them, depending on the length. And yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm going to be making up a bunch of those.
Yeah, it's neato.
Blind Neil, what's up, bro?
Hey, Blind Neil.
We've got that going on for that purple filament, because I know Ciotti's favorite filament is that color purple. And I found the sparkle.
Yeah, you can get some. There's a good purple red fade, I think, too. There's a couple like that. But
this one has like actual sparkles in it. It's pretty dope.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
And it's not silk filament, whereas silk is a little bit more of like, fragile type of filament. So that's going to be nice. It's going to be kind of more solid. And I'm going to use variable infill so that the bottom is heavier than the top for obvious reasons. You don't want your tool rack falling over. Especially because, handles on a screwdriver sometimes are heavier than actual screwdriver, right? So you have those up on top. It might be a little hippie thought, but I'm going to do a couple of prints and test it.
Nice. That's cool, man.
This is my design that I've been working on. Well, both my designs. This is a design that I'm working on that's going to be well, stash box, stash container, basically. Hey, Funderbolt. And I started using the fuzzy settings a lot more, so been getting a lot of crazy textures.
Whoa!
Just out of the basic
yeah.
3D
I've never
print.
tried that. That's crazy. That looks like a tennis ball.
Yeah.
And it's even got
That's
like
crazy.
the screw in, so the adapter, and then you'll have lots of room for your
Oh,
stash.
nice.
That is
And there'll be
sick.
like
That's
a TPU ring and stuff like that, so it'll be smell proof at the same time. And then there's like a
Nice.
hole in the
Yeah, I
back
made one. I was
side
going to do a
for
TPU ring.
carabiner.
Mine's not as cool.
Hey,
as yours.
FalconRad's here.
Hey,
Welcome in, Sir FalconRad.
how's it going? This is that the fuzzy surface thing you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Whoa.
So I've done variable different textures
Looks
just
like
to
a
kind
loofah.
of see what it would be like. But basically, yeah, you can just adjust the like the settings on. There's 3 different settings, and you can really make it either way fuzzy or not as fuzzy. I did a video on off-axis 3D showing off the variable ones. But essentially, this was kind of like the more fuzzy style. So this one was like really aggressively fuzzy, kind of really just like pushed. You look at the bottom, you can see how much it actually like pulled the stringing away from that cap itself. And then I went down to like ones that are
retract. Takes the long way around and doesn't retract.
Well, it does, but it like
it
kind of does the hair. And then this is like the standard one that I did in the beginning, and this is like a basic setting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm not going to show it off really well.
I like that because it would hide a lot of my problems.
So you can kind of see like the difference in the texture and how it lays the filament out on the. Like, it almost gives it like kind of like a flower pattern or something. Really
Yeah, it's pretty
hard to
funky.
see on camera today. I don't know why it's trying so hard to not show it. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, checking out the fuzzy settings and working on some custom prints. But, yeah.
Very cool.
And FalconRad's back from doing his online course. So welcome back, man. I hope you passed and everything went well.
It was really boring, but yeah, I guess I learned stuff.
It was work related though, right?
No, for just trying to get my own website going and stuff.
Oh, right. That's right. I remember that now. Well, that's cool. Danzo needs your help. He's having a hard time with his camera.
Yeah.
He needs
Can't
IT
figure out how to get it out of portrait mode. Every other app with the camera shows it as landscape, except for StreamYard. It doesn't. It just wants to be portrait, and I don't know why. I spent hours on this today.
It's all TikTok's fault.
Yeah.
I think I have to do a restart personally because I think I've changed camera settings and stuff so much it might just be confused. I don't know, but I can't find a portrait
those
to landscape.
2024 cameras. All the 2024
No, I can't find any
cameras.
button in any app that switches landscape and portrait. No app has
Yeah,
it. So
I haven't seen one for my camera.
I've never even
Yeah.
seen it either. That's super weird.
it's not in the camera brand software. It's not in the Windows camera settings. It's not in the StreamYard settings, and I'm not using anything else. So I don't know.
What
I
did
think
you
I
say
have to
you're
restart everything.
using for a camera? What was the brand?
It's brand spanking new. It's a Anchor 4K webcam, highly rated and popular on Amazon. So
Has it done this
Anchor
several times?
no, it's brand new. I got it like 2 days ago. Sort of.
So have you
thing.
tried
It's
just like
perfect?
unplugging it?
I had a
plugging it
business
back?
meeting. I had a work meeting on Zoom with it. It was fine. So I don't know.
Well, if it's only happening on StreamYard, StreamYard may be the culprit. But it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
seem like that would
Something
make
like that.
sense. But
Yeah, I don't know. We'll restart it. I think that's what you do. With
Is
Windows
it like
computers,
a?
right?
Is it a square camera, like a kind of like a
Yeah, it's a Anchor C360 or something, 630. I can't remember.
630.
Asking me such hard questions.
Sweet.
C310.
I'm trying to
C310. Yeah. Anyways, I'm rolling a joint.
Yeah, hell yeah. Me too. Well, I already rolled it. So.
We don't need to talk about this. I've spent too much time on it already. I had such good plans. This was going to come on. I had the green screen with Marcel's background.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up and see if I could find anything, but
I think it's Windows too. I think Windows is a piece of shite.
and every Windows user will say the same about Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not true though. The Mac OS is just so much nicer in every.
Well, Macs don't like crash all the time and give up on things, right?
Nope.
That's kind of
And
standard.
it's easy to find stuff.
I use Windows, but I hate
easy
it.
to find stuff on your hard drive. Like Jesus, their Finder whole thing has just killed my workflow.
I was gonna say I do love that about Apple. It's like, I need to find some program, or I need to find some files. Where do I go? Finder.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
need to go to like it's very simplified. Yeah.
It is, but it still does everything you need it to do. Anyways, it did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a full-fledged Mac user. Yeah, I hate to admit it.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Trust me, if you make the switch, it's rough, man. You take a lot of nice, slick things in Mac for granted until you get over to PC and you're like, what? PC doesn't do that? Oh, Jesus.
Except
But
I'm now dealing with a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't think that many people switched from Mac to PC though. Like not to. Sorry, not to
I thought I'd
jab at you there, but
Yeah.
it sounds like
yeah, no,
the
exactly.
opposite direction that
What
most
have I
people
got
go.
there?
Yeah, my
It's
my
true.
Mac right now needs a new battery, and it's like going to be $500 or $600 for a new battery. That's ridiculous.
I did that with my MacBook Pro too. So,
Yeah, it's
crazy.
well, I'm actually holding out until I am in Asia, and then it's only like $150. So
Nice.
oh, there you
yeah,
go.
Yeah. When do you leave?
Is it
Go
getting
to that?
fat?
I am going like end of January or so.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
just kind of gearing up for that. But of course, parts that I've ordered were supposed to be here basically now, but they're not shipping until the end of December now. I'm like,
Oh no.
okay. I wanted to do
Nice.
my build before I went, and
Yeah,
yeah.
that should warrant a discount.
So- Did you
Yeah.
figure out a replacement? Did you find another place you can get it?
Well, yes and no,
Yeah, what
not
is it?
exactly. So, so I ordered some, and I'm not trying to bash them or anything like that, but so I ordered some motors and an ESC from Black Friday sales from T-Motor, but so I messaged them today. This was like, I think it was like the 27th of November when I ordered them, and I just messaged them saying, hey, just wondering if there's any update or whatever, and they're like, oh, those actually aren't in stock. I'm like, so why did you sell them to me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I've
but-
ordered motors a couple times from them and they've been good. Weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've had no issues before, but I just usually when something's out of stock, you can't place purchase, right? Or like you should be able to.
Yeah.
But
It should at least tell you that you're making a pre-order or something, or
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so that's a bit frustrating, but yeah, I was and the thing is too is I could find some similar stuff, but here in Canada, I'm gonna have to order motors from one store, ESC from another store,
Ugh.
and it's
And
just
each one's like $30 a shipping.
yeah.
yeah. So
Shipping
I'm
is so expensive. It's crazy.
well, basically what I'm doing is they said, okay, no, it's going to be there within 10 to 18 days. I'm like, okay, so an additional 10 to 18 days, and I'm guessing business days. So yeah, I don't know. That's just the way it goes with this hobby sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to get it all in one place, but it's almost pretty much unrealistic nowadays with the amount of people in the hobby and how much parts are being made and stuff too. Like,
Yeah, there's such a
never
variety
enough-
out there
never
now.
enough go-throughs even.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Well, you know what?
variety.
I was just talking to a buddy of mine who I guess he was in the States for a couple weeks or something. And he ordered stuff from, I think he said Pyro Drone or whatever. I mean, he got everything in like 2 days, and everything he needed was in one store. It seems like the States have it a little bit easier than we do up here in Canada.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they do.
For sure.
Yeah, the bigger population there, just the stores are busier.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And those stores are
Yeah,
also
they-
like 5-10 times the size of some of the stores we have in Canada.
oh yeah, yeah, way bigger. Yeah. They can afford like
Yeah.
the stock that some of those places have, like get FPV or
Yeah.
race day quads and whatever. Like, they have so much stuff in stock.
Millions of dollars worth. Where Ascent Hobbies, I think they get like $1,000 or a couple grand every once in a while. It's like, oh shit. Like they just recently got in Express LRS receivers, but they didn't get the. They got a bunch of like the Radio Master ones, but they didn't get the Radio Master one that I wanted. That's basically an FR Sky type receiver. It's just like a really cheap one.
Mhm.
But for me, because I haven't switched over to LRS, it's nice to have those PWM receivers. I basically put mine in my Shelby Vol wing, and the one before that ended up dying on my first boat that I built, which I have it rebuilt, and I've actually taken it on the snow and water. Now that I've attached the rudder with it and put a better camera system on it. So that thing's pretty dope. FalconRad got to see that thing ripping around in
Yeah,
the water.
that worked pretty
one
well.
time out. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, and now with this Polymaker sponsorship, I'll be printing another boat, plus another plane, plus this thing should be flying in the next nice day.
Mhm.
Once I put all the electronics in it, it just needs
Oh, nice.
a new adapter or nose for the camera, or might just mount the camera on top. I haven't figured that out yet, but I've got most of the parts in for that. So I'm thinking I might like take it and prime it, and then like clear coat it to give it a nicer, smoother finish to it. But I haven't decided if I want to do that yet or not. I might just test it like the way it is, and if it breaks, then I can replace the parts and then really put some more time into it. But I'm just anxious to get it flying, Plus, my Shelby Vol wing is all finished up too.
Nice.
So this big sucker finally finished and
Oh, wow.
animated. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and this thing LED lit up and everything like that, courtesy of Fly High,
Yeah.
of course. And
That's very
yeah,
cool.
true RC antenna on the top, all the camera in the front.
When's the maiden?
On a nice day, whenever that's going to be.
Yeah,
2024.
Working. Yeah, I've been working every day. It's been nice, so it's hard to get out.
I guess you guys are lucky you're on the West Coast there. Here in Ontario, it's a little chilly and poopy these days, but
Yeah, well, for
Very,
sure.
very,
That's
very.
winter.
yeah.
But my last video that I put out, which was now a couple weeks ago, was me going to Pine Snow. Me and my friends went 4x4 up the mountain.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Yeah. And that's that was Eagle Mountain. So basically when we fly from Pipeline, the airfield that we all fly at every once in a while, over here, basically where we fly long range from like where we sit at the cans, not at the road, and we fly up that hill, FalconRad. That's the hill that we drove up. We went all the way to the top of that hill, but we were facing the opposite direction when we were at that lookout.
Is there a little lake up there or something? Did you get up to the lake?
Yeah, there's a couple lakes up there.
Huh.
Yeah. The one lake that I wanted to take my boat on, it was like not at the top, so we just kept going. And there was a smaller lake up farther, but it was super small. It was like the size of my room. But it was super cool because it was wrapped around a rock and stuff, and like I don't know, the frozen temperatures, it was really hard to comparison size and stuff. It was probably bigger, but in our view, it was just like, oh, this little tiny thing. I was like, oh, I want to fucking rip this boat. I was like gentle steering it around the lake, So yeah. We go up there probably in the future with him because the guy I'm moving in with, he has the 4x4 that he went with and took me with and stuff. So it's gonna be really cool.
Nice.
It's always nice to have
Glad
friends
someone
with
taught me that.
cool stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he really wanted me, like, he didn't really understand because he's never flown and stuff. He's seen me fly and stuff, but he was like all hyped. He was like, "Man, it'd be really cool if you flew your drone while we're driving and stuff." And I'm like, "That's a great idea." And then I'm like, "Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be like sitting in the passenger seat though. Like that's like impossible." He's like, "Oh, why?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, you're in the goggles.
Bumpy.
You're basically steering something that's doing this while your body's doing the opposite, and you just like get instant like." Whatever they
Motion
call it.
sickness.
Balance,
Yeah.
motion sickness,
Yeah.
vertigo.
Vertigo, exactly. Yeah, that seems like it'd be a little tough. I've seen some pretty successful videos of people flying from a moving vehicle, but yeah, it's
Not a 4x4 though.
yeah, no.
In that truck, we were like
Off-road.
doing like 45 degrees and stuff, and like hitting rocks on purpose and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
and you just never know as a passenger. You just don't know. You can't expect it, right?
no.
Yeah. Especially with the goggles on.
Yeah, especially trying to like imagine trying to hold it steady just like while you're doing this. How could you even hold your sticks like that? There was a couple times where I'm like hanging the old ship bar because you have to. So how could you fly with one? Well, I mean, people have done it. How could you fly with one hand?
All you have is throttle, and yeah, just get it to a good spot and yeah, hope you can.
I told him I want to get one of those GPS drones that has the follow me feature, like the Autel or the newer Mavic Mini or something has follow feature, whatever they call it. So that'd be cool. You could set it and then just control its positioning away from shit or whatever, but keep it at a certain.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because the original Mavic Pro had a follow mode, but then it seemed like they took away some features as they came out with newer products, which is very, very Apple of them to do.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a brand new thing, except you have no HDMI, you have no, no plugs, but
That's crazy.
Very
crazy.
The display work. The display port works fine.
Oh yeah.
FalconRad, did you find, like, did I tell you by chance? I can't remember if I told you what happened with my drone. Remember that day we went flying and my camera wasn't working? You know what happened?
It was just the wire came off, right?
Yeah, so it wasn't even that actually. The funny story is that what really happened was I was 3D printing the new skull mount and everything new in green. So I took pretty much almost the build apart technically, right? To like put all the green TPU instead of the blue and red that I had at the first time I built it. So I didn't realize when I removed the VTX, I must have like pulled the wires off that as well or something. The wires for the VTX were no longer attached. I know that for sure. And then so I rewired it, but I rewired the power to the right spot, but the because it was running from the power supply, VCC instead of 5-volt. So that wire was longer, so that was always attached. But the negative and the signal wire were like reversed or something. Or like, no, signal was on 5-volt and then negative was on negative or something like that. So anyway, I'm looking and I'm like trying to figure it out, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking at the build pitch, like the wiring diagram. I'm like, there's no way that I messed this up. Like I flew this thing forever. There's no way. So I just totally forgot that the wires came off and I resoldered them back on. And I'm like sitting there staring at it. I'm like, all it is the negative wire that came off at the flight field that I knew of, like when me and you were together. I was like, it's just the negatives in the wrong spot. Like it's got to go somewhere. And I was like, well, the fucking camera is at the negative. So how the hell? So I'm doubting myself like crazy, right? And then finally, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to take like 3 seconds and I'll figure it out. and I ended up switching the wires, and it worked perfectly. But I was like, what the fuck? How did I forget that I actually like resoldered those wires and put them back on differently or whatever? It's like so mad at myself. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's like got so many
There's
drones
always
that I'm working
something.
on, something and I don't forget it, right? And you're just like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding now that I, when I just had like 1 or 2 long range quads and that was it, then I had everything about them memorized and knew exactly how many milliamp hours with each different battery and you know what condition everything was in. And now that I have like a few more, I'm just kind of a brand new drone out there to fly it, and it's like, oh, it's not working. What?
But a good thing that you do that I've seen is that you write stuff down a lot, and then also you talk to the camera through videos and stuff. So like, even if you don't use that recording of your voice talking about something, it's also good information for you, right? Like I'm sure you use that all the time. It's pretty smart.
Oh yeah, or else I just get confused. Like, I'm supposed to say what a drone I was flying making this video, and I don't even remember specifically. Oh wait, I used 3 different ones that day. Which one was this? So I always say.
Yeah. When you press record, you basically say, I'm flying this drone at these settings, and
Danish Stallion, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
You review the footage, and then that's how you know. I was doing the same thing at one point when I was trying to tune a drone, and I was like, I was like, okay, I've changed these settings, and then go fly, and it was terrible. It's terrible method, but somehow it worked. So.
My back's super sore, so I'm gonna be adjusting my ass a bunch. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's what I've been doing. I've been squirming all day.
Oh man, yeah.
Getting old, brother. Getting old.
So Dan, was it the famous restart?
you got it. I fired OBS back up. I quit my browser. That's why I went away. I quit the browser, fired up OBS. It seemed to be working nicely. I started the virtual camera. I come back into StreamYard, and it works. So I don't know.
There you go. Nice.
It just decided it wasn't going to when I needed it to, I guess.
Little shovel.
You want to dig yourself out of a hole?
Oh, I thought it was like your Coke spoon.
I like printing miniature shit like this. It's hilarious. It's so small. So I'm going to be releasing a remix file. This is a remix. And it's called the Smoke Ring. Basically, it's got 2 sizes for different size. One for a blunt and one for doobie. And then I think I'm going to do one for cigarettes. But basically, this is a ring where you can actually literally have this on you while you're typing, while you're using the mouse, and it can be lit. And
it's
you
like a ring
have
pop.
to worry about it.
And then your fingers don't get all stinky.
And your hands and your fingers don't get sticky at all. Yeah.
Instead of a ring
there's
pop,
going to be ones that are
puff.
resizable, so you can actually like opening, so you can flex it to whatever size you want. But
did you invent this?
It's not all the way
Is this your invention?
Finger. This is a remix of a file.
It's like the old, like the vintage black and white era when the woman with the long cigarettes with the little plastic thing. He's like,
"Oh, cigarette holders,
with my hitting my joint here."
Yeah, totally.
It's funny.
I know an older lady who still uses sort of like a cigarette holder. It's not like that long, but she's fabulous, and you expect it. Yeah, she is. Yeah. She's absolutely fabulous. Yes, darling.
Yeah. You guys got anything else you want to share today? Anything cool that you've done or?
Well, I'm like, as you kind of guys have known, I'm sort of in that process of building up my FalconRad 7-inch.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sad because I'm waiting on this ESC and motors right now, but I have everything else.
Oh, that's what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
Oh, it is sad. It's just sitting there waiting. I'm sure you've built the frame already, right?
The frame's built. Everything's just sitting there. It's ready to go. But
isn't that the saddest part?
How am I going to start the build without the ESC?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
it's pretty important.
I don't know. It's a bit frustrating, but and I was actually able to locate the old style True RC barred pole because they actually discontinued the old style that's the SMA for the 915. Now they have like really long ones or just the UFL ones. And if you're traveling, those are not the most.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I can't believe that they discontinued it.
Yeah. It's really strange. So, funny enough, I reached out to Hugo and I said, "Hey, man, like, any chance there's any kicking around that I could have the old style one because UFL, I'm gonna want to secure it, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna want to just have it sat there. I don't know if there's temporary securing you can do or not, but I reached out to him, so I placed the order." But because I placed an original order for a barred pole from Rotor Village, and my ignorance is that I didn't realize it was the new style, and that it's like way too long, and I can't get it to fit unless I, use a 3D print to figure out another way of doing it. But
or zip tie it or the shit out of it or something. My first time I put the barred pole on, I just zip tied it a couple times.
The thing is too is like I have 3D prints that are basically designed for the old style barred pole, so I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel here. So I bought the wrong one from Rotor Village. Whatever, I can take that loss. It's not a big deal. Maybe I can use it for something in the future. But I reached out to Hugo and he's like, "Yeah, no problem. We'll get you sorted out with the old style." But I think that the note may have not been received because I received another one of the long barred poles, and I'm like, no. Now I have two of these damn long barred poles, and what the hell do I do with this? So he's taking care of it. He's going to help me out. But I actually, regrettably, located one in the faraway land and paid way too much for shipping on it. But I'm like, I would like to at least make sure that I have one, if not two, of parts that I'm going to likely be using on this FalconRad 7-inch for.
Backup.
Or sorry, I keep calling it FalconRad, but it's actually the Rad Lion for some weird reason.
Oh, okay.
I keep calling it your name.
Which FalconRad is it?
I just flew in. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, whip it out. Let's see it.
Yeah, it's the thinner arms too. He was talking about.
Did you get it signed by FalconRad?
No, this.
This
is I think this is an old version. I don't have the top lid on it, but so
there's no brace. Oh, the braces go on afterwards, right?
Oh yeah, I haven't. Yeah, it's not. It's kind of all apart right now or whatever. But so a buddy of mine here from Ontario, I think FalconRad. I think you know him, Jonathan or Prince FPV.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Hensby.
Yep. So he's a buddy of mine out here that I've met him a few times. We've flown and stuff, and basically he's actually what put me onto this one here. And
that's right. Yeah, he's got one.
Yeah, he's got this one here. Well, so he actually ended up giving this one to me, and so I'm it's basically a hand-me-down here now. So I think this was from you, was it not?
Yeah. He had a Falcon 7 that he lost, and then I had a spare one of those sitting around, so I was just like, okay, I'll send you this one because I felt bad that he lost his. He'd only flown it a few times, and that's cool. That now you got it.
Now I've got it. Yeah. So it's
another good home.
It's the older design, I guess, with the 7mm arms. Is it?
That should be 8, I think.
I think we measured in the one day, and they are 7. I think.
Yeah, I think it's the 7mm ones, and it also the top plate doesn't have the rad cutouts on it, so.
Oh, okay, that's right. It's because I didn't send him a production version. That was like my own one of my own just like tester ones. That's not. Yeah, okay, that's right.
Fair enough. You've got some FalconRad history there. Prototype.
Yeah, so this is
somehow
like this has
one.
It's basically
it's gonna go fly in Taiwan.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly it in Taiwan and the Taiwan mountains and stuff. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's well, one thing I was gonna say too about it was like, because obviously they've made some revisions. You thickened up the arms a bit. But I mean, I was looking at footage that was flown with this that Jonathan flew with, and I mean, it still looks like it flies great, so I don't think there's much to worry about, I guess. But you're
No,
probably always
the
improving
8mm
stuff.
arm. Yeah, the 8mm arms are just a bit of
it's not going
overkill.
anywhere.
So I've been thinking about reducing that down a little bit, but I know it's kind of nice too, just for if it just makes it really easy for filters and whatever for people, just even if it's a little bit overkill. But it's a little bit extra weight on the 8mm version.
Huh, fair enough.
I suppose I've always assumed that when you get the thinner arms, and then you do the brace pieces between the motors, you've got one with the sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Falcon?
That's the Rad Lion. Rad Lion has
that's got the braces.
right?
So you can go thinner. My assumption is you can go thinner arms if you've got one of those to keep the vibrations down. Correct? Like that's.
Well, you could if your goal is just sort of like to hit a certain point with the vibrations, then you can sort of get it to that point by thinning down the arms and having the braces.
So what if you took off those braces on that Rad Lion?
I'll see if I'm
too floppy.
This is just by my memory from my own version. I think I was getting a minimum resonance of like 185 or something like that, and then with the braces it was like 215.
Right.
Yeah, I'm kind of guessing though. That was a while ago.
Yeah, I can never remember.
It noticeably made
is pretty close, but
it made a noticeable difference.
The 200 is easier to filter, right?
Yeah, just the higher the number, the better. Yeah. If it's down like under 150 kind of thing, that's going to possibly start affecting your GoPro footage and stuff. And just the higher it is, the better. Like when I notice when I'm flying one of my quads that say maybe the minimum resonance is like 180 or something, and then I'll do a flight with the Rad Lion and then look at the footage from the two of them, and you can just tell the Rad Lion just like a little bit more crisper. And I don't. The other one doesn't look blurry or anything, but when you look at the Rad Lion footage compared to some of the other ones, it's
just something about it.
Yeah, you can tell that going up to like over 200 for your minimum resonance definitely helps with the crispness on the GoPro footage, the clarity.
Yeah, I wondered about that too, because I'm basically just coming from 5-inch background. Like I've never had a long range or a 7-inch or anything other than 5-inch. So I am curious to see how that plays out. And I guess, do you guys run all your footage through RealSteady then? And does that make much of a difference? Or as far as like, I don't know, if you've ever done any footage without stabilization, how that sort of plays out?
If I was better at tuning, I'd probably do more videos without stabilization.
Yeah,
but I'm not great at tuning, so there's
and I'm not that great at flying.
It's hard to get that last little bit out where you don't have the little like bumps and stutters and stuff from wind and so on. And you can get that to be smooth if you tune it really nice, but I usually still have little bumps and stuff from the wind. So I always use GyroFlow now instead of RealSteady.
Yeah. I was going to go with GyroFlow. I think
it's so much easier to adjust little tiny bits of the parameters that I could never understand why RealSteady just had hardly any selection things to it.
Yeah.
But GyroFlow is amazing. You can choose like
1%
stabilization or like 1.5% stabilization. You can just cool. I always choose 0.1 or something like that. So I guess 10% or something. So it's just kind of taking the edge off the jerky movements, but it doesn't make it look like it's
I think that's really definitely the trick is to not overdo it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you do overdo it, unless you're and it really depends what your footage is. If you have footage where all you do is fly in a dead straight line, then you can crank it all the way up to maximum, and it won't do a ton of zooming, and it'll look really good. But if you have something jerky or swervy, and then you crank it all the way full, it's just going to zoom like 200% and make everything look grainy and lose all the
details,
resolution.
It's a pretty simple concept. All it does is crop into the picture and use that extra space to move the crop around. That's all stabilization is doing.
Yeah, so I was figuring use
super magic.
Less zooming and cropping, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you don't have your 4K anymore, right? You got this beautiful 4K camera on there, and you're zooming in like 50%, and then you're packing it to bits with colors and LUTs and all the stuff you do to edit it. By the time you're done, you're lucky if you've got 1080.
Yeah, one of the things about this whole build right now that's kind of a bit sort of making me sad, I guess you could say, is that I did want to have this whole thing kind of fully ready and had some good flights on it before I even went out there. Whereas
it's scary.
like I'm kind of pushing the limits on like testing. But I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna. I'll still be able to do testing before I really go out to send it. But I did kind of want to do that before I went, so it's like
for sure.
I'm
Just
if
be
I
patient,
get lucky, I might.
Little bits, baby steps.
I might get a couple weeks if I get lucky. There might be a couple weeks where maybe a day or two I'll get some half decent weather I can get out. But it's one of those things, and it is what it is.
Send it.
Just,
Send it.
It's the name of the game with this stuff. It's not everything can always be perfect, right? So you have to sort of accept your fate. Yeah.
Did you figure out batteries you're going to use for that 7-inch?
I did actually. So I've been FalconRad. We have never spoke before, but I've been studying you. No. I've been studying your YouTube channel. I'm just joking. But yeah, so I ended up getting those O lines, and seeing how those go. I don't know. I got 2
lipos
of them.
Or Lions?
Lions, yeah. So I mean, I don't have, like I said, I only have 5-inch experience with lipos. Like I'm just kind of, I'm seeing what you guys are kind of doing and trying to, see what's tried and true, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't know if the O lines are tried and true or not, but they seem to work pretty good for you on those couple flights. So yeah. I've
heard issues with Airline, the company, not being as how do they say it? Like they're not always good kind of deal. Like sometimes there's bad batches.
Yeah.
And longevity of them too. Like they just don't. Some of them just don't last very long.
One of the issues with that though is when you're talking about lithium-ion batteries. Most of the batteries that you buy from places aren't made by that place. Like they take the cells and they, put them together with a spot welder, but
they put their own wrapper on it.
But like up until all the O-line packs have just been Samsung 40T cells, which is the same cells as the iFlight Full Send. And I think the Gepar C ones, they're all exactly the same. The only difference between those batteries is who put them together. But what's inside the battery is exactly the same.
Really?
Well, I guess the O-lines...
Except the new O-lines, the new ones are different cells.
Yeah.
And somehow they're making them like way lighter too, those O-lines. Like
that's why I think they ended up not having quite as much milliamp hours putting out of them, but they're noticeably lighter. Like when you're using 2 of those instead of, I can't remember what the battery weight difference was, but it was like 50 or 60 grams difference from like some of my other packs.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it's probably some of the wire gauge they chose, or some of the things they're shaving off.
But the actual cells themselves, like the actual lithium-ion cell, if you just take a naked cell and put it on a scale, the cells they use are probably the lightest ones I think I've heard of.
Are they 18650s or whatever they're called?
They're 21700s. Normally they range in like 65 to 68 grams, up to 70. And those ones were like 62 or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'll have okay luck with them. But I'm also, part of me is like, okay, well, I have that as an idea. I think once I'm out there, I might even see what the options are as well, because I'm sure there's tons of batteries and just electronics in general out there. But
yeah.
or I might even try, even just getting some, grab a chunky lipo, and if I want to really rip it a bit more, because you get maybe a little bit more, amps out of it, or current draw or whatever. But
I'm sure the lipos would be good for testing too. You could be doing some medium range testing with a lipo.
That'll be fine. Totally.
That
Just
brings
get
to
to the
mind-
point where you start to trust the rig, right? It's all about trust, right? Do you trust it to send it out there?
That brings to mind my newest lipo I just got.
We're so nerds. We're all excited about Falcon's new battery. Show us.
So the lithium ion
What a
18650s that are 5600 milliamp hours.
wow.
Total between two of them.
All between two. Okay, yeah.
638 grams, so 640.
Hmm.
And of course, you get a lot more out of the 21700 packs. Actually, the O-line ones are probably a good comparison because they're closer in weight.
Does it take a long time to charge Lions?
So these, and I usually charge them at about 2.5 amps.
Hmm.
So these are 800 grams, and you get about 7,200, 7,300 milliamp hours out of it, sort of usable.
Yep.
And the GNP lipo, the high voltage one, is that too bright?
That's all right.
So
7,000.
yeah,
It's an
7,000 milliamp hours high
Wow.
voltage,
Nice.
and it's 704 grams.
They're always
The lithium ion cells again,
on HP.
804, exactly 100 difference. 804 grams lipo,
Wow.
704 grams.
Interesting.
I know these are supposed to have 3, 4, 500 cycles on them, and be I can't remember all the different things. Like it loses 20% after 150 cycles or something like that.
Mm.
So I'm kind of wonder what this is how this thing's gonna perform. If it's gonna it can't just be magically super light. There's gonna be some kind of downside. But now it's a 70C lipo. Should be able to rip balls for 20 minutes with this.
Yeah,
those
no
HVs.
doubt.
I remember reading why those HVs are lighter, is because if that's a 7,000, they're just overrating a 6,000 and calling it a 7,000.
Yeah,
whatever the math is. I don't know what the math is. So it weighs the same as a 6,000, but it's rated as 7,000. So if you compare it to a 7,000 mAh non-HV one, it will always be lighter because it's technically only a 6,000.
So I'm wondering what the
overclocked.
I assume the downside then is just it's the cycle life probably is going to be reduced.
Probably, yeah. I think it's just hard. It's harder on them. They seem to fritz out sooner, and
So that would fit on the Rad Lion frame though too, eh? That big GNB.
Not with a GoPro.
Fair enough,
with a GoPro, the Rad Lion, I think maxes out with a 2600, one like that sort of size.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Fair enough.
A little bit smaller.
Can't hang it off the
big,
SN.
milliamp hour difference too. Yeah.
Go toilet.
But then that's one of the big difference between the Rad Lion and the other ones is that because the Rad Lion doesn't have that giant top plate where you can just stick this or two of the 21700 packs both on top plate, but not having that huge top plate gives it I'm just randomly guessing, but 5, 6, 7% better efficiency than the Falcon style frames.
Yeah. Well, I did notice a lot of 7-inch frames, compared to the Rad Lions, a lot of them are just bigger looking, or the top plates are just a lot beefier on a lot of them.
That's kind of been in the beginning, the earlier 7-inch frames were just sort of big 5 or 6 inch ones, with longer arms, but now they're making them bigger to carry these big giant batteries and stuff like that. But having a huge,
But here's a question:
huge frame flying through the air causes huge drag.
Totally.
But why on a long range do you need a big beefy top plate? I mean, you need a stiff top plate. Obviously, you want to mitigate vibrations.
Just to hold
so
the
you don't want to
battery,
be
I guess.
floppy.
Because this
But
battery is
yeah, the battery's not
145
gonna
millimeters long.
whip. Yeah, I know, but I know. I mean, thick wise. You could have like a paper thin top plate
thick.
on there.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I thought you guys were talking about thick top plate. And I was like,
thickness.
That's silly,
All it's going to do is
plate.
all it's going to do is contribute a little bit of its strength towards the main plate not twisting as much.
Yeah, but
so
you're
it
not
just gets
doing
added to the main plate. But it's, I mean,
freestyle. You're cruising the tree line. You know,
you're better off taking that weight from the top plate, using a skinny top plate, and just putting that onto your main plate as well. So that because you're worried about your flight controller vibrating, right? You don't. It doesn't really matter if your battery vibrates.
Yeah,
no, exactly.
Well, at least I guess
I can see with my
in the case of the Rad Lion, you've got the GoPro on the top plate as well. So you don't want that to be vibrating, but it's also a smaller top plate.
Does it have 8 standoffs or 6? It has 8, doesn't it?
8.
Yeah. That's what I was picturing in my head. It's kind of Christmassy.
Yeah, this one's very Christmassy, actually.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna just. I might go in and just have all the same ones, but I don't know. We'll see.
I must admit, I've spent too much time in my life looking for orange standoffs.
Did that thing have? Did you have standoffs screwed onto the? It had too many standoffs. It looked like.
Oh really? It could be. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. I just kind of put a bunch of shit together, and
oh shit!
I don't think
the black ones.
Yeah, those black ones are supposed to be there.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
The red ones. The red ones. I think
these ones aren't supposed to be here.
I think that's it. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, those ones.
You still have your stack screws, right?
It's just 20 millimeters apart. It looks like.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I honestly, I was just kind of
those ones, those red ones, the red ones in the back, those come off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was just. I know those were some holes I was using for like figuring out mounting or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The one. Well, so I took the whole thing apart, and when I got it, actually, there was I had a really big issue. There was a stripped bolt, and I had a hell of a time.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I had a hell of a time where I was like, oh, fuck, great. Well, I guess I can't take this drone apart, or this quad apart. And, well, I ended up figuring it out. But
what'd you do, Dremel? Drill?
No, I went to a buddy's house who had way more tools than I did. And he basically just took some kind of pliers and just ripped the standoff off, and it was just fine. I basically just killed the bolt. I just ripped the bolt off, and it didn't affect the carbon whatsoever, which was
nice. That's a good glowing. You could do this to a FalconRad frame, and it's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was because I was asking a bunch of people. I'm like, hey, what's the best way to do this? And I'm like, it was a countersunk screw, and I'm like, I can't really take I can't really take a Dremel to it unless it's a very tiny
Oh yeah, you'd have to drill it, I think, with a really small bit, just enough to make the screw breakable.
Yeah. So then, basically, I went to my buddy's house, and he was like, he's like, try these. He's like, give this a shot. So basically, just took them and just literally snapped.
Force the issue.
Yeah. And
because those standoffs are only aluminum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and I think same with the.
That would have been a good idea.
My favorite trick I figured out for taking off and putting on standoffs, if you don't want to scratch them up because you're a fancy guy like me, nobody likes scratched standoffs. Shrink wrap your pliers.
Yeah,
and you get shrink wrap on your pliers, and it just grips those aluminum standoffs so nice. It's sticky; they don't turn. You can reef on them.
That's smart.
A little bit. That's my tip of the day.
Tip of the day.
I just shrink wrapped my pliers, so no damage.
Yeah,
it doesn't last. You can only do a couple, and then it starts to pull itself off. But it's only for emergency purposes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm now taking off those standoffs because I feel like a dumbass.
I've done it. I put standoffs on my stack screws
No,
before. I was like, what the heck?
It's my
Why is
fault
this
for having just
floppy?
like too many random holes drilled in that thing for no reason, just because I was experimenting with
Speed
it.
holes. Speed holes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a reason for it.
I can't even remember why those holes are there now that I'm.
Just tell people it's aerodynamic.
It's kinda
it
lost
breaks up
in
the
the,
laminar flow over the.
Was
Yeah.
it maybe for the camera mount?
Get all
Was it
technical.
maybe for the camera mount and the top plate or something
Yeah.
too? Is it like a
I don't
match?
know.
GTX?
I can't remember. It's just lost in like a wash of
Sea of
different
revisions.
carbon
Yeah.
stuff in my mind.
Why don't you
Beeper.
remember?
It's for your beeper. Tell people it's for the beeper.
Yeah. Well, it's for your washer fluid.
Yeah.
Have you ever tuned a 7-inch?
Fuse bags.
Me myself?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I have not. No, this is my first 7-inch, so I'm in for a world of hell, I guess, right?
It's not that bad, especially with like that frame's pretty solid. So,
Yeah.
what size motors did you get?
So I actually, well, if they arrive or if I just cancel the order, we'll see. So the F90s, the T-Motor F90s.
1300 kV or?
Yeah, 1300s. Yeah. But I was also because now that I'm like not sure if this order is going to be in time, I'm like, do I cancel that order? And I was looking at some. Marcel was saying there was Brother Hobby ones. There's 2808 1350s, but I don't know if maybe those are too big for this. I don't know.
I'd be fine with those too.
Yeah, but I mean, so you were gonna say though with the F90s something or?
Oh, so it's similar to mine then. I'm trying to remember what my tune is like, but I think like compared to tuning a 5-inch, it ends up being a little more D than you would have for a 5-inch, because a 5-inch just responds to everything really easily, so your D doesn't need to be as high. So with a 7-inch, the bigger prop and the slower motor just takes longer to do it, so you tend to have to use more D. And then just more everything overall, so like more D in general related to the other things, but then it just, having the master slider at 1.5 or 1.6 is not unusual at all for a 7-inch.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I'm the outlier in the group though, because I fly KISS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know absolutely nothing about it. I've never even seen a KISS screen other than in a video before.
Yeah. So I'm basically, because I was actually brought into this hobby by some friends from the UK. So that's how I kind of got put onto stuff. So I'm in the KISS/KISS Ultra realm these days. Well, I guess since the beginning, I started on KISS V1. But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of help out there, and if I want to log stuff or if I want to whatever, I can always try
it's
that.
Not super obscure. Let's call it Mr.
I mean, there was actually there was a few guys that were posting on YouTube, like 7-inch KISS Ultra just flights and whatever with the 7-inches, and like they're saying on defaults it flies fine. It still flies great, but then if you want to tune it up, you can. So
might as well. You have the technology.
Yeah.
I just send my black box logs to Brandon Beans, and he tells me what to do. It all goes completely over my head. He tries to explain it, but it's just like whoosh. No, just tell me what numbers to punch in the little boxes and I'm happy. Thank you.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did it for the first time. I got Beans to help me with my new 5-inch, and it flies really nice. Yeah, I don't think I could put my finger on it, what it is about it. It just tracks nicer, it tracks smoother. It's just, I don't know, more responsive. I don't know what it is. I can't even explain it. I don't care. It flies nice, and yeah.
Nice. Well, that's all that matters, right? Like
some beer money.
Yeah. It's like if it works, it works, right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of it does seem like it seems like in the KISS side of stuff, like it's all about keeping it simple, whatever, right? So like if it does work, like do you need to spend 10 million hours trying to figure out every little thing? It's like you can if that's what you're into, but Night Train, Kiss V2 on steel PEDs Alien. Yep. So my first quad was actually an Alien running Kiss V1, and I don't know if they're on steel PEDs, but I don't think. But if it's an unbeatable. I mean, for me, I've flown a bunch of other people's quads, and I don't know, man. It just flies so good. But
isn't Kiss is kind of like the Mac of the FPV world for electronics in a way?
I think so.
Pretty much. I mean, like
they're a little more ahead of.
But Mac's stuff. Good. That's the only difference. Mac is actually good.
Well, I guess
get out of here, Dan. Kick from the chat.
I had to get one in there.
Yeah,
this has kind of been ahead of Betaflight, I think, for waves with stuff like. They've been using like. I can't remember the programming stuff, but yeah, they've been
EBR. What's up, buddy?
ahead of what Betaflight and BL Heli's been doing.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, well, like, I don't know all the know-how on it, but from what I've heard and talking to people, it's Kiss has been doing some good stuff for a long time, and a lot of stuff that is in Betaflight was actually implemented from stuff that was in Kiss. So. I don't quote me on this stuff, but that's kind of like a bit of what I've heard. And I mean, even I guess D-Shot, I can't remember. Well, I don't even want to get into history because I can't remember all of it. But let's just say there's a lot of things that Kiss has been doing for a long time that other people have been doing.
They're always quoting each other too, I'm sure.
Kiss isn't open source though, right? It's owned and written by a company.
Yep. So, so the Kiss, there's a bit of history with Kiss. So there's like the OG Kiss flight controllers, which is, hey BR, how's it going, man? And there's like the original OG Kiss V1, V2 flight controllers, which, if I'm not mistaken, is why am I drawing a blank here? I think the name starts with a. Oh shoot!
Oh, it's one guy.
Well, so that's not exactly true because it depends which Kiss you're talking about. There's a Felix. So Felix who's doing Fat Tech. So like the OG Kiss V1, V2, I'm pretty sure is Felix, and I'm pretty sure Alexander, aka Fedor Commander. But Kiss Ultra is just Fedor Commander now, which is Alexander Fedorov. So. There's a lot of actually misinformation about Kiss and what Kiss is. Like the old stuff is not the same as Kiss Ultra. Fat Tech is different from Kiss and Ultra. So there's a lot of people that overlap the three.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people overlap the three, and it's a lot of people don't know the facts on it, and I'm not the perfect person to be explaining it all either because
you were on the panel with him though on Let's Drone Out. Correct.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
And I listened to that one and watched it. If you guys
awesome, man.
Let's Drone Out podcast. They also do a YouTube live on Thursdays.
Every Thursday.
UK guys, and they talked to him about 4 months ago, I'd probably say. So go check out their live stream, and there's a lot of great information like he's explaining.
Totally. That's the best.
EBR's on Kiss? Oh man. Yep. I used to like that guy.
There's a lot of it's funny. There's like everyone like it seems like in the Betaflight community there's all this like hatred towards Kiss and Kiss Ultra and stuff, but like man, more and more people are hopping on the Kiss train, or if they haven't already been, and it's I don't know, man. If you haven't flown it, you gotta try it.
Having some competition is what makes people do stuff, right? Like exactly. Fat Shark just sat around saying, "No, we can't make HD goggles. The investment would be too ridiculous for a goggle company." And then Orca was like, "Okay, we're gonna make them." And then Fat Shark was like, "Oh, or no, we're gonna make them too." So if you have competition, then it like things happen faster.
Totally, yeah. Because then people are kind of.
It's good to have competition. It's good to have multiple things that work well.
Yeah,
for for sure.
I just dropped a link in the chat, guys, for the Let's Drone Out interview with the guy from Kiss Ultra. So check that out. It's about 8 months ago, according to
Sweet.
YouTube.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a great interview. Check out Let's Drone Out. Also, they do the podcasting on Spotify, so check that out as well. I listen at
For
work most of the time. So
Yep, yeah,
Yeah.
we're live every Thursday. It's 3 p.m. Ontario time, 6 p.m. No, is it 8 p.m.
Noon
UK
be-
time?
yeah, it's
And then I don't know what
11,
that is on the
12
West
o'clock.
Coast. That's pretty early for you guys. Yeah.
Like
11,
noon.
12, yeah. It's like it's my lunch hour type listen.
Yeah.
And FalconRad, if you check it out, Koala does a shout out about his long range build on one of the podcasts, like a month
yeah.
ago or something.
Yep.
Gives us a shout out about our channels. But
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's super cool. I'm looking all over the place. SN obviously doesn't have anything, and Rotor Village doesn't have anything. I'm checking Rotor Geeks now, and hopefully they have something.
Oh
Yeah,
man, that
what?
was so sad.
Kiss stuff?
Yeah.
No, they won't have any of that stuff.
Wait, are you
the only
putting
place
putting Kiss on the long range?
I'm putting Kiss
Yep.
Ultra on the long range. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting. Falcon will have to
Um,
take some notes.
But I was very sad because, yeah, dude, I was on Rotor Geeks today. I was like, okay, I'm canceling this T-motor order. I'm gonna go get some other motors. I'm like, sweet, Rotor Geeks. Go in and type in like 4 motors. It's like, we don't have 4 motors. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
we don't have 4 of them. I'm like, come on.
That's the worst. I've tried to do that too, and you get like 3 motors or 1 motor. You're like, yeah, gosh, I just want them
Yeah.
all.
There should be an unwritten rule. There should be an unwritten rule in FPV. If there's 7 motors in stock, you buy 7. You don't buy 4. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
you don't be that
well, I
guy
guess-
to leave just 3 in the box. You know what I mean? Like, you buy all
Well,
7, so you have backups.
I think that the sort of rule of thumb is, especially for freestyle, if you're buying 4 motors, you're buying 5 motors because you need to have at least one
that's
spare.
6, yeah.
But
Yeah.
in long range, it doesn't necessarily translate because you're not bashing the crap out of your 7-inch, right? Like,
Yeah, you probably don't need a box of spares.
but you
You're
got to
not gonna be
remember,
going
so
through, like 3 motors in a day.
there's always going to be an odd set of motors at a store because of those people that are buying 5 at a time.
Yeah.
There's going to. I bet you they buy X amount, or they have X amount of pairs. I'll say the term pairs, but 4 that they bring in, assuming that people are just buying 4 at a time, and then that's what throws off the stock values or the.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
But-
People aren't buying even numbers.
Oh.
That started screwing up some of the motors you would buy from a shop. I'm not going to mention names. I don't want to call them out, but there was a shop I used to go to all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my shirt down this low. But yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I wasn't calling out any stores. It was just an observation.
Yeah, they used to sell the package of motors. You actually bought the tiny, not the tiny whoops, but like the Happy Model motors. They come in like a pack of 4, and they're like actual dedicated, in the pack. And he ended up started selling 2 out of them or 1 out of there and stuff like that. So he would start
Breaking up
getting
the
these
pack,
stock where it says there's 4 in stock, but then you go to the box and it's only 1 in there or 2 in there.
Oh.
It's like, oh man. And he started doing that with a bunch of stuff. And I was like, man, you can't start separating these things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, racers, they do that now. And tiny whoop racing is a huge thing. So people buy, 6 or 7 of the motor instead of 4 or whatever, right? Like you said. So it's like throws off the whole, not even just like the stock, but also like the inventory, right? The store has no idea what's left anymore.
Dan, you dirty man, you dirty minded man.
Twisted it for
So, EBR, I might.
Find it.
EBR, are you
It's the
flying your
worst.
7-inch on defaults, or I may have to hit you up and ask you for a few pointers on tune if you have any.
Like, because he's tuned, he's got a 7-inch with this Ultra.
On Ultra, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, it's going to differ from frame to frame, I guess. But
Yeah.
Wait, is it Kiss Ultra that tunes itself?
yes, you press a button, you pray to the Kiss Ultra gods, you sit there and you do a little chant, and then all of a sudden your Kiss Ultra is just flying amazing. Yeah.
Humna,
Not working,
humna,
man.
humna, humna.
No, but there is a firmware that does that, doesn't it?
I think
Like
iNav had it. iNav
tool.
used to have an auto tune. I'm not sure if they still do.
Well, actually, you know what's
Or
cool
VDR
about
says-
Ultra actually has in-flight tuning. If that's a thing among.
that's that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so like I've never done it myself, but you can do in-flight tuning where I guess if you have knobs on your radio, you could up the values and whatnot, and maybe do some quick maneuvers and see how the bounce back is, and compare and stuff. I was actually just watching a video on the Kiss Ultra guy, so Alexander Fedorov's YouTube channel, where he was kind of showing some of that off, and pretty interesting because it maybe saves you from having to do it on the bench or just on the ground before you can actually do it up in the sky, right? So
I wonder if Betaflight
I'm sure it won't be long before somebody comes up with an AI app that you just upload your black box to the AI and it spits out your Betaflight PIDs to you or your KISS PIDs to you.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It probably won't be.
Yeah.
It's probably so doable. I mean, we're such a niche market that nobody's probably doing it. I'm sure.
Oh
That'd
man,
be awesome having AI
That'd be amazing.
tuner.
Well,
I'm sure
see,
it's something easily done by an AI.
Yeah, I could do it for sure. It'd be sick.
Yeah.
in the Kiss Ultra world, we don't need AI. We have Crunked. Crunked is the PID master for us. So
Oh yeah.
he is our
He's
AI.
Brandon Beans.
Yeah.
Rolling another one.
Fuck yeah, rolling that up. Well, that's
Let's
great.
get
Great fucking
to the point.
information.
and let's roll another joint.
Let's take a commercial break.
Ooh, video. Video kill the radio.
Or just like
star.
jumps right into a trippy spin.
Yep, like right into it.
All right, who is this flying?
Ill Villain, I think. Private chat has the list of the.
Oh, you did put a list in there, did you?
Yep. I'll post it again. In case
Oh,
you
there
didn't
it is. It never gave me a notification.
Oh, it keeps opens a new tab in there though. Why does it do that? I'm gonna have to talk to StreamYard about that. 'Cause that's
Just right click, open in a new window. I have so much monitor space now. It's insane. I got this huge monitor to my left, a big monitor in front of me. Pretty fun.
But it's not a Mac, Dan. It's not a Mac.
I know. It hurts. It hurts.
Or fun for Volt. Rolled up a joint, can't find it.
Yeah, that's the worst. The worst though is when you're so high
hiatus.
that you forget that you smoked a joint. And you're like, I swear I rolled a joint. Now where did I put that? And you're like,
Right.
you smoked it, but
Meanwhile, it's like
you
behind
don't
your
remember.
ear. Like behind your
Yeah.
ear. It's like it's in your mouth. You're like, where is that? Where is that joint? Yeah, I'm taking a break now as of yesterday.
That's when you know it's time to take a break for sure.
Yeah.
You start losing them.
It's a great video.
FPV.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, guys, check them out in the
Cool tree
chat.
spot. Villain.
Yeah. Definitely a hardcore ripper. He's been around for a while. You can tell.
Oh
he's
yeah, I
actually
definitely recognize that
developed
name.
it. This next
Ooh.
one is a little bando action from our friend Patrick Watkins.
Bali Bando. Let's go. Oh wow! No way.
That's a nice place.
Damn, that's
Looks
a sim map right there.
I was just
We
gonna
gotta
say
find
the
a
exact
place
same
like that
thing.
around here. So bad.
Whoa.
It would be awesome to find something like this. There's nothing like
around
this
here.
around
There's
here.
nothing.
I've
Nothing
seen
like that
many
around here.
abandoned and abandoned places. Nothing like this.
Wow. Yeah,
Whoa,
there's some of the UK guys. They go out to like Croatia in the summer times, and there's like a lot of crazy bandos in Croatia.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
abandoned castles, probably.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit.
Cool.
It would be cooler if I was closer to Toronto, you know, because of like all the, or at least North Toronto with all the office parks and
Oh, yeah.
the, like
Yeah.
warehousing areas.
Is this
Would
that
be-
old
would be
Shampoo
nice to
spot?
go.
No,
What?
The circle
this isn't the
drive and everything.
I don't think this is the Charpoo one. Because that one is, I'm pretty sure, in like in Spain or something.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, you look at the round. You can see the city around it too. Like there's still active city
Wow.
around it.
It's a huge building.
Man, like
Yeah.
whatever company it was that started the development of this must be non-existent
Yeah.
at this point.
Hurting.
It's like they really
Ran
tried.
out of money?
And then they were like,
They really tried. Yeah.
I
bankrupt.
wonder if it was in use. It probably was in use.
Man.
You know, if I
like,
was still a skateboarder, I would skate the shit out of there and make like different skate parks on this level.
dude,
Is there
oh,
marketing
that's so
for it?
cool, man. That's so cool. This wasn't actually this wasn't even like meant to be developed. It was meant for FPV. Like they built it just
Yeah, exactly.
for drones.
That's what I would do if I was rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just buy
Just
that.
hire a bunch of construction crew, give them like, oh my god, look at that.
What you do is you
Just
buy
hire
that. You fix up. You fix up one unit, like one penthouse unit, real sweet for yourself, and then the
Make a
rest you just
hotel
leave
out of
as an
it.
FPV bando.
Oh,
No. Just leave it as an
bro.
FPV bando.
That was
Just have one apartment up there in the corner.
Too
You
sick,
fly from
man.
your balcony.
This spot is too sick.
Just make this your like your backyard, and then have like a house on
Yeah.
top level with like a driveway.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yep.
Oh,
Make one into an apartment.
you went for the
A
double.
double one backwards.
That was cool.
This guy's
Man,
sad.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, this guy's terrible, man. He should quit. Man,
Definitely not
That's
using Kiss.
awesome.
imagine having
Speaking of
that in
Kiss.
your backyard, though. Like, imagine actually having a spot like that
Speaking
where you
of
can actually.
Kiss, oh, there's that
Yeah.
logo.
You keep going back where you know it like the back of your hand.
Oh,
It's just like your home
good.
base
Welcome
spot.
back.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
can't believe this quad is like flight worthy.
Ah, yes. Kiss Ultra has entered the chat, Mr. Danzilla the Terrible.
Yeah, I actually I want to see Shelby Bull fly that bando. That'd be amazing.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
We have lots of questions for you, EBR. Lots of questions. Today you're not using your overlays though, so we're okay. We wanted to know how you did your overlays, if it was from your analog overlay from the DVR,
Oh yeah.
which is
Oh,
probably
the DVR? Oh, you mean like the
some of
OSD
us-
elements, you mean?
Yeah. Remember last week we were talking about
Oh,
his
that's
stick
Kiss
cam?
Ultra. That's Kiss Ultra.
No,
That's-
because it was different color and everything.
Kiss Ultra.
yeah, man.
It looks
Yeah,
like-
that's the Kiss
It
Ultra
looks
OSD.
like his analog camera.
Yep.
Puts the
Oh,
analog
you mean the
camera
stick?
in the
The
background.
sticks.
Yeah, the stick overlays. Remember how they
Stick
were like
overlay.
different coloring and stuff, and you could see that they were like
Yeah,
more
from analog. Yeah, it's all from the
Yeah.
Kiss
Yeah, it looked like
Ultra
the
OSD.
analog camera.
analog. That makes sense.
There you go. Overlays from analog in the chat.
Yeah.
EBR, I must say, I think you have one of the best logos in the business. In the
Yeah.
FPV business.
The old
And I bet you a
school,
lot of
so we
people
just
think
had
that
logo
that's what he
forever.
looks like.
Yeah,
It does.
I think he looks like that.
Does
Totally.
Danzilla looks like that.
Slim black suit. Yeah. My beard isn't as nicely brushed and oiled as that.
That's true.
Ah, there we go. That's what he doesn't have on this video because he's playing HD0 and it doesn't work on digital. Yeah.
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna step away for a smoke for a couple minutes here.
Cool, Vance.
No worries,
See you soon. We can talk about him when he's gone.
man. Danzilla back at it again.
Oh, looks like my bench is on.
Where are you, EBR? Are you're in Europe, aren't you? Are you in the Low Countries or something? Where's EBR?
That must be. Was he flying? Is that 4S or is that like? Is that a very sad 4S battery?
Very sad for
Netherlands.
Ah, he's from the land of Kiss Ultra.
It looked like the Low Countries. I was going to guess Belgium, but that would have been an insult, I think.
Cool.
That was a nice
only person.
We're brethren. I'm half Dutch, actually. So. 3.5 on 4S.
Yeah.
Nice.
This one's called Final Drift of the Year by Still Grey Productions.
I'm not sure where Still Grey is from.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the car stuff, but I can't quite.
Are they American stickers or European?
Oh, it says BF Goodrich on the.
I don't know. Do
stand.
European people do a lot of drifting? I guess so. I thought it might have been an American meathead thing.
I think it's American because. I mean, is that a Corvette? It's definitely going to be in the States, I bet.
Yeah, I wasn't really
Still
watching
Grey
cars.
Productions. I think Still Grey Productions might be here in Mission in my area.
Oh.
I think. But I don't recognize the name. It sounds very much similar to what I think is the one I'm thinking about. It might not be at all.
Well, this song is a very interesting rendition of Wonderwall.
Bendel.
Yeah.
Wow.
What the hell, man?
DJI.
Oh no, it's not. It's somebody else. This is Sean Gray, and he's from the USA.
That's cool.
Utah. He's in Utah, I think.
Yeah.
Utah.
This is a cool use for. I've never seen what is this? A rollerblading racing roller? What do you call that?
Speed skating.
Speed skating.
Speed blading.
Inline.
Yeah, it's a cool use for quad.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Is it like an avatar or?
Yeah. Look, I saw the reflection or the
I believe it says there. Yeah.
Yeah, the title says DJ Avatar. I can imagine it's really good for that purpose.
Totally.
It would
Yeah,
that well.
Webb's World.
As much as we dig on
Web.
DJI, it definitely has.
You know what? Actually, I saw someone recently. I think it was Potato Jet. He basically ripped apart the Avata and took off the ducts, put on 3.5-inch or new motors from Axis Flying, put on some 3.5-inch blades,
fiber frame and everything.
Yeah, apparently it handles stuff way better. It's like way better.
Well, that's what they would get if they didn't cut corners like corporations do, right?
Crazy.
Great. Yeah.
All right.
Woohoo!
No
this is Webb's World.
No music.
Link in the chat.
We need a song.
This is Downtown FPV.
There's a town called FPV?
No, this is apparently downtown.
Right next to the 5 and Dime.
There we go. Copyright song. Better than Motor Nose.
I saw the fire in your eyes.
Can't pick them up there.
Canada.
You tell me things you wanna try.
And there's no wind either. You can tell it's a good day of flying because there's no flags going. Oh,
Yeah.
take care, EBR. Have a good night.
Good night, EBR. Thanks for being
Oh,
here.
brother. Good night, my friend.
Oh, geez, it's 4 in the morning in the Netherlands right now. 4:30 a.m.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why he said he could never come on the stream. Tobias, what's up, bro?
He stayed up late just to come hang out with us.
Yeah, he does every once in a while. Comes and hang out. For a
Hey,
little bit.
Tobias is here now too.
See, Dan, Kiss Ultra guys, they're good guys. They stay up till 4:30 in the morning just to come hang out with FPV Your World.
They're good guys, but questionable morality.
And what is the basis of this?
I wouldn't let a KISS user date my daughter. Put it that way.
Oh,
You have a daughter? I didn't know about your daughter.
No,
Dan.
I don't. If I had a kid.
Oh. Well, this is all hypothetical then, so it's not actually going to hold up.
I'm just using it to qualify my thoughts.
You know
on
what?
KISS.
One of these days, we're gonna meat up.
Quantify.
You're gonna have to milk the koala and fly Kiss
oh
Ultra.
my god.
I totally would. If somebody came by and said, "Here, try this," it's KISS. I would totally try it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk
I'm
about
not
the other
gonna
part.
I just like trolling you.
No, I know.
I would totally try it. I'm totally curious to see if I don't think I could notice a difference just because I'm old and have sloppy thumbs anyways, so
Well,
Yeah.
you never know. You never know till you try.
you never know. No, exactly. Yep. No, I'll try it in a heartbeat. That was a terrible landing.
Right on
Sorry,
the.
Mr. Webb's World. Mr. Webb's World, your landing gets no stars.
Yep.
No stars.
Right in the gutter. Like, come on. The sidewalk was 6 inches over, my friend.
All right. Well,
How are you going to attract the ladies with a landing like that?
I'll tell you how. You put a Kiss Ultra on it.
Oh.
He would have landed it, would he?
No, I don't know. No. Oh,
I like it.
geez.
Yeah,
A
Okay.
little cinematic.
Oh,
here.
talk about cinematic. That was
Damn.
quite the shot.
Elba e Santa Elena.
Oh,
Jeez.
hey, wait. This is
Emotivamente forse più
Napoleon.
dolorosi e più interessanti.
Oh man, that opening
Oh wait,
shot.
this is a trailer to a movie.
yeah.
Oh, no. Next.
I thought it was like something you were in.
Wait, what was that FPV or that drone shot at the beginning though? That was incredible.
Yeah, that was. It could have been a real helicopter, but
Oh,
we'll call
yeah.
it after, so.
Oh,
This is that guy Grand.
I've seen this.
He's good.
I swear I've seen this. Or I've seen his videos before because I know this spot. Yep.
He chills with like the bot grinder crowd, I believe.
Gotcha. That's how I've seen. Yeah. Bach Rider's definitely flown here. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Very cool.
Right between.
Nice. I would always be like in the back of my mind, petrified of some unknowing person stepping out the door of that
Oh, yeah.
building, just as you're ripping down the face of it like that. Like, oh, right in the side of the head of some
Rando
security
man.
guard you didn't know it was there.
Sundays and holidays. That's for office parks. Sundays and holidays. Wow.
But I'm surprised there's like nobody there. You'd think maybe there'd be a security guard or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Down in
That's
the
a fun
States, don't you need a
spot.
security guard on everything.
Oh man. Oh man. They,
Growing up, we
Is it-
never locked our front door.
Fucking nice.
just wish I had spots like this very close to me.
I love that stairwell. Yeah.
You do. They're just hard to fly at because Toronto and stuff.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
There's a
just like
few.
ripping a 5-inch in Toronto downtown. Just killing it.
Yeah. That might be questionable. Might be.
I'm glad I don't still live in. I'm glad I still don't live in Toronto because where I was down the beaches was within 4 kilometers of the island airport down there, so I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
just go out. I would never been able to just go out and fly. Well, legally.
Yeah. I would always have to
It'd be a
always just have to
mission
go
to catch the
north.
bus. Mhm.
Always have to go north.
I guess I could take the subway out to Scarborough. There's all kinds of.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the bluffs out there. There's a few places in Scarborough, but
I can't say the name of this video. I think it's in Russian.
the cool
We usually
spots fly,
share
man.
OBJ. Build one, Tobias. Build yourself a parking garage. And then you can have, passive income too.
I wonder what he's flying.
Potato?
I don't know. It does feel a bit DJI-ish. I don't know. Cool place to fly though, but all those lights.
Yeah. It doesn't say anything in the description what he's flying at all.
Let's see. Yeah, it's gotta be a DJI. I could be totally wrong, but let's see. The reflection or the shadow. Oh, I don't know.
Get a little flicker off the lights there.
Yeah.
Probably do.
Probably
If you knew where he was, you could do the math and figure out his frame rate.
I think it was a tiny whoop. Yeah, I think it was.
I was a tiny whoop. Oh yeah, it did look very floaty. It was very floaty.
And like the way like it took off, he was like right next to somebody's face.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh, is he gonna go through the ring? He's gonna go through the ring? No? Okay.
Mobula 8 with the DJI 03. Oh, this is Eric Smith. Isn't Eric Smith the guy that works on the FPV Know-It-All website?
Oh, I don't know.
Not too sure.
Or he's like Iric something. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, true. I think I know what you mean. Like, he works for
remember.
Joshua Bardwell.
Yeah, I just remember Joshua Bardwell always ragging on him for the search crashing every time he went to it.
Oh, you gonna fly through there? No?
Ooh, I've decided my next 3D printing project, I'm going to make a full-size Gandalf the Grey staff.
Oh, wow.
LED light in the top of it and everything. So it glows like magic.
Oh, dude, you have the perfect beard for it.
There you go.
Denzilla the Gandalf.
Yeah. Uh-oh. FalconRad's back. I'll tell you later.
That is the nice thing about the digital. You can just like a little bit easier to see all those little tiny branches and get through there.
For sure.
Yeah.
You still hit them though.
I'll upgrade from analog one of these days.
I wonder
Scraggle
how,
looks great as you're flying into it.
I wonder how durable the O3 is for freestyling with the.
Well,
Anybody
you know
hear
what?
anything
I
about that?
haven't really pushed mine.
There's so basically nobody that I know flies analog, so they're all flying the O3 or something else. And I don't know. I've seen a lot of guys like completely destroy the actual camera. I don't know how. The camera is obviously going to be less durable than probably the air unit, I'm guessing. But
Especially where it is too. Yeah.
I've seen guys like completely just just obliterate the camera on them.
Like as if if they're running into concrete or hitting a corner or like a post or something. What about the actual air unit? If the air unit's just bolted in tightly, it just hasn't like I don't know had like parts
That's
flying
the problem
off
with the
of
air
it in a
unit.
crash.
You can't bolt in an air unit in 03. It's got no freaking nuts or screws or holes.
Yeah, it
Why
does.
would you be afraid?
Yeah, it does.
Well, yeah, if you use those tiny little ones, you have to replace the cover ones on it, right? but that
See, that's
doesn't
why
come
with-
with a normal way to do it.
With
It
my
doesn't even
frame,
come with
my
the screws to do it.
my Falcon RPM frame actually comes with the little tiny screws for the air unit, so you can bolt it down.
Yeah, but the
plane.
air unit itself doesn't come with screws for that. They just give
No,
you
and
the
if you
camera,
take
the
those
air
ones
unit,
out,
the antenna.
they're going to be
piece of
too
paper.
short.
Yeah.
The ones that come with
So
it.
I've got mine. I've got mine double-sided
Huh.
tape and zip tied.
Because I've been wondering about making like a small, like 3.5 inch quad and just putting an 03 on it to use for recording video
Yeah.
as well as flying. But I'm
Yeah.
just kind
I
of
have a
worried about
3.5.
how easily I'll break it.
I have a
They're pretty
3.5
expensive.
with a 03 on it, the AOS 3.5 EOS, AOS,
AOS.
and it's great. It's got the proper little cage for it, so it doesn't stick out or anything. So it's a great little rig.
Yeah, that's one of the big factors as to why I haven't upgraded. Like, I could go digital and whatever, but it's so much money. Like, it's
Yeah.
so much money.
Well, when you look at an 03 air unit, what is it? It's like 350 Canadian or 330 or something Canadian. And I just that's almost the cost of a GoPro if you end up smashing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
and
camera
then
itself is the camera's 150.
I think the trick is, if you wanted to do hardcore freestyle, if you wanted to do hardcore freestyle and you wanted DJI, I think I would just stick with a Vista.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're doing
Yeah.
freestyle, you're not recording for cinematic. You know what I mean? It's not if it's just for flying. The Vista's it's bulletproof, man. The Vista does its job. There's a bunch of cameras available for it. You know.
But for
So it's
recording
like-
purposes, if you don't want to go pro, then that's not going to hold up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're doing like just hardcore freestyle,
Oh,
That's
sure.
what I'm
then
if you're,
just-
and you're not worried
That's why I
about
was
the
thinking
video.
the
Vistas
03
is the
for
way
a
to go.
smaller quad. Because I have
Yeah.
Vistas on my two 5-inch freestyle quads.
Yeah, I love the 03 on the 3.5. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
love
what
my
I'm
5
thinking
inch.
about.
I love my 5-inch with the 03 because I don't fly the GoPro, so it's nice and light and turns on a dime. Nice
That's
powerful
pretty smooth
5-inch.
for. This is pretty
Very
smooth for
smooth.
plane footage.
And he's not using stabilization because the wing's not moving.
When you can
No,
see the
right?
antenna, you can see the antenna wiggle. Oh, I guess the antenna would still wiggle.
No, but if he was
In the
doing
video,
stabilization, it would be doing weird things with the perspective on the wing, right?
Yeah,
It's
the
like
way the
properly
wing's
moving
moving, it doesn't look
There's like no
stabilized.
stabilization.
No,
So
you
that
can
is
see the
smooth.
micro jitters. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like huge.
No, it's very smooth.
I've never seen high def footage from a plane that smooth before.
Yeah, it's
Or
pretty
maybe
nice.
these are really
Yeah.
big planes or something.
Yeah. it must be big,
1600, so it's 1.6 meter wingspan.
So it's a little bit bigger, but it's not huge.
I think the big ones are like 2s and 2.5s, right?
Yeah, probably bigger than a person. I guess these
Yeah.
ones are getting about that size. But yeah, they definitely don't look like they're really all that heavy.
Yeah, it's a unique perspective seeing it like this.
Mm. Yeah, Marcel, I think I'm going to build that seaplane, that foam seaplane. I haven't really dove
Yeah,
into the
cool.
plans yet, but it'd be a good little winter project, I think.
Yeah, for sure it would be. That's cool, man. I'm excited to see what you do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I had you guys to point out that I had too many standoffs on this FalconRad. That was that was fun.
Would have taken
They
you a
made
while
it hard to
what
figure
you're
out how to- Yeah.
Like, yeah, where are those gonna bolt into? Or
Yeah.
Oh, this is I just saw the thumbnail for this. This guy does some really good videos.
beauty
Mhm.
spot.
Really
Beauty
nice.
spot.
We're
Oh,
at
he used
the,
to fly.
halfway point between.
He used
all
to
the
fly a
videos
Falcon
and
7. Now he's got an FR8. Oh, that looks like just so much like somewhere I'd be flying. Well, not the dam, but the mountain there.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh, the whole thing.
I think
You wouldn't,
he's in
you wouldn't be able to tear me away from that spot.
he's in like France or Switzerland or something. I think this guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Like shooting fish in a barrel in this
Florida.
valley.
It's Florida.
Doesn't matter where you go. It's going to be
It's
pretty.
Florida.
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah. Marmolada. Oh, I saw this
I guess
one listed today, but I didn't.
they were like, should I go over the waterway? Maybe I'll stick to the road. Wow, that looks like that's an advertisement for that car. Like that shot right there
for
was
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a movie.
Could be like the
No,
opening to Mission Impossible 12.
yeah. When I see stuff like this, I just get super envious, or like I want to fly at spots like that.
Yeah. If I had lots of money, that's what I would do. I'd travel around and fly cool spots.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, guys.
If I win the lottery.
It's crazy when you see like people that their like full-time existence is just traveling everywhere and flying, and they're like, what
Yeah.
do you do to be able to do this? I'm like,
Influencers? I don't know.
yeah.
How many like subscribers do you need on a YouTube before you can make a living? I don't know.
You'd need tons and tons before you can make a living. You're going to be way more likely to make a living off of like
Everything else.
you know, like Chimera 7 affiliate links or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Only
true,
friends.
true, yeah.
GoPro.
If I
GoPro
just flew a
affiliate
Chimera 7 and put Chimera 7 affiliate links on all my videos, I could have probably made like $5,000 more than I have so far in trying to sell frames.
Wow.
Or you see
Yeah.
that new 10-inch they just came out with?
Oh yeah,
iFlight?
Yeah. The Helion or whatever.
Helion, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is
How
it supposed
good
to be
are
for long
those?
range or?
I'm sure
Oh,
it's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
pretty good. I'm sure it's probably pretty good. It's got the same, a very similar arm structure to Chris Rosser's style. The rear
Yes,
braces
with
actually
struts.
almost look exactly like the rear braces on the Falcon 7. But the front arms totally look like Chris Rosser style frame.
Yeah.
I don't know if they copied him or if he helped them design it or something. Because they cut
Maybe
and sell his
probably
frames.
a bunch
All
of
the
them.
AOS frames that are out there are cut and sold by iFlight.
Ah.
This is quite the
but
spot.
no,
Man.
it's-
Holy shit.
It's 10-inch. I think that one of the good things with 10-inch is that you could probably get like a nicer cruising speed. Like you could probably do, you know, kind of 80 or 90 kilometers an hour without really taxing your motors and battery too much.
Yeah.
Oh, breaking a sweat.
But
Because
then
on the
you,
7-inch, you kind of have to be a little more conservative, I guess, right?
well, I mean, it's still with my 7-inch, it's hard to find a mountain that I can not fly with it. I mean, you know,
Fair
unless I'm sure you could be ridiculous and just say, "Hey, look, there's a mountain 3 mountains past the mountain in front of us. Like, fly to that one." But like, you know, but something
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah.
A river, you can. There's no mountain I can't fly to the top of.
For sure.
At least none that I've come across. But I don't, you know, I don't live in Switzerland or whatever. But
Yeah.
The Matterhorn. That's what I want to
Yeah,
see. Somebody dive the Matterhorn.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to cause I've only ever flown with lipos like on the top plate. I've never
Hey,
done
Nomad.
the 6S2P one on the top, one on the bottom before. So I'm curious to see how that works out for me. At least
I think
feels,
it makes the tune a little bit harder on the Rad Lion than like, because I think it's actually feels nicer, at least for us freestylers, having your battery on the top plate.
Yeah.
So I think it's not the greatest way of doing it, but it's, you know, that's what gets the extra kind of range by not having that big giant top plate for wind drag.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little harder to tune for getting it really nice and smooth, and that's why I've kind of, say that the Rad Lion's it's really good for range and it's nice for crisp video, but it's not the smoothest flying. Whereas the Falcon frames are a little smoother for flying because of the extra wide arms and the way they carry the battery on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
The range of the Rad Lion.
All right, Mr. Nomad, what do you got to say for yourself?
shit, I don't know. It's
I was just gonna say to
called
Oscar in
FalconRad.
the chat. Yeah,
Hi.
that's the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, I've watched a number of your videos, and I had to, have a poo afterwards because I want to know, where do you buy your wheelbarrow where you can haul around those giant balls you got, dude?
Yeah.
Home Depot on sale this
Home
week
Depot.
only.
Special pockets sewn into my pants.
So this is one of my goals for 2024 is to do some ultra long range like this. Setting up a couple of platforms for it.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, I want to build
dude,
one
it's
too.
amazing type of scenery. The best. I'm pretty much addicted now that I've been flying with him.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't know. It's
so much fun.
right?
And just everything looks so amazing when you get up in the mountains. Like
Mm-hmm.
even just flying, what I like this video that I'm going to be I've been working on for next weekend. It's just flying up some gully that, like, when you're going around looking at the mountains, this looks like the least interesting thing, but just flying up it's just really pretty, and it was so much fun flying down. That's why I did it. It was fun flying down.
There's a good chance that
Same.
nobody's been right there either. You know what I mean? Like nobody's probably ever gone along that ridge because
Yeah.
it's not an important mountain.
Somebody who's like not even involved in drones, like no idea,
Oh,
and seeing what
Someone's been
videos
here
are-
though. Because look,
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh
Or
yeah.
like the
Just about to say,
perspective.
that's the
you
other
get.
nice thing about it. There's this, you get to see stuff without.
this is
People
Europe.
making it
There's some
messy.
crazy hikers
Repeater
that
antenna.
are like mountain climbers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh yeah, there's like a little house there. A
The
little
signals of God. The
I want to
signals
dive
of
into
God.
the spawns on
Wi-Fi.
Mars.
Fuck yeah.
Wouldn't it suck if that antenna knocked him out of the sky?
I just blew out his signal.
Just like a DJI signal or a picture on it or something with like a finger.
He's way down at the left on the bottom down there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's actually quite a distance.
I'm trying to think, like, there's all these pointy things around. How is he's not losing video or having issues with that? But
Right, he's still getting a
On
good
the
one.
left-hand
Well, he's
side,
fine,
it's
like,
all
too, right? He's probably losing signal. He just doesn't show it when he does.
like
just
right
doesn't care.
there, he probably
just
almost
uses a
lost it
force.
right there.
Probably get some shit. out of
DJI
that,
though,
for sure.
03, right?
It's really
Is that what he's running?
really strong signal, but it's still when it gets too low, it just freezes all of a sudden.
Yeah, I
it
had
gets
that
really ugly
happen.
before that.
I was long range flying along a ridge
Oh,
line
through.
and just like got into it and flew behind a rock that was between me and the quad, and like image froze for a second, and I was like, oh shit, and then it came back like immediately.
Punch
but
it.
I did shit my pants, so
Yeah.
Coming from
Super
analog, that like second and a half that it takes to come back on the DJI system, at least coming from analog, it feels like it's 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It's like I like seeing that little bit of fuzz with like a faint outline of something. Then,
yeah, don't invite me to
At
that
least you
party.
can tell you're still upright.
but yeah, I definitely want to get more used to flying with the 03 now. I think I got to just get some
Right.
better antennas for my DJI goggles.
I don't know.
Have
It's
you
got
thought
like a
about
very
vertical
it's got a very
for it?
steep curve. Like you really got to
Mm.
push it to completely lose signal. It'll drop that bit rate
That's-
way
that's-
down, but losing it is really hard to do.
That's kind of what almost a downside to it, like, because it's so good that you just I can just fly wherever I want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And then you
it'll
go
drop that
behind
rate
some
pretty quick.
part of the rock, and all of a sudden it's done. Like, it just goes from amazing to not good because it's so robust.
I wish that.
I almost
that's
wish there was like
Zooming
some
towards
red
the water.
bars on the side that would glow like brighter red as your signal's getting bad, so you're not like
There are.
trying to read some bit number. There is.
What goggles are you using?
The
The V2 or the goggles 2?
the V2.
Okay, so
the
that's
four-
why. So in the
four
goggles
stubby
2, you get red and yellow around the outline
Mm.
outside it when your signal's starting
No,
to go.
really.
Oh, okay.
So there's no mistaking it. You don't have to
Yeah,
sit
that'd
there
be
and watch
perfect
the
You
bit
can-
rate.
because when you're
I guess-
trying to go between some rocks. You don't want to be looking at the bit rate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, like with the V2 goggles and back in the days of Vista, they always said, you want to pay attention to your bit rate, not the HT like signal meter, right? And so in the goggles 2 of the O3, it actually pays attention. Like when the signal's bad and you're getting the yellow and the red around the side, it means your signal's actually bad, not it thinks it's bad.
Yeah.
You just got to push it out. That's all.
Yeah,
I don't think you get that same.
Get down to the teens.
Well, I've had mine down to like 1.5 megabit, and it still doesn't lose the connection.
Yeah, analog's a lot more predictable, where you can kind of like
not low.
you can really what you have to do if shit starts getting a little funky.
Yeah, you can just like I've gotten so used to it that I'll just fly where I'm like kind of like right on the line of losing video. Like I can tell there's a ridge with trees on it over here. And if I go down a little bit, my video gets really bad, but you just go back up a tiny bit and it's a little bit better.
Well, I noticed that.
Cameras on
the
Avata, it really bothers me.
It's just really comfortable doing that where you wouldn't want to do that with DJI where you're like, oh, my video just froze. I'm going to go back up. Okay. Oh, my video just froze. I'm going to go back up. Like it would totally freak you out, or at least for me it would.
Well, yeah, I noticed that in one of your videos. You were flying, top of a ridgeline of a mountain, and like you're just flying straight at one point, and you see that there's like a mountain that's going to go in between you and your signal, but your line, so that when you go past it, your video's gonna come back. It's almost like
Don't panic. Coast through
it.
Right?
And it's gonna come back like as soon as you get to the other side of that thing. Whereas like with DJI, it comes back like a second or whatever later than that. Well, actually, I think it depends because with the DJI,
the O3 came back.
I've only lost video a couple times with it, and it's just gone blank or just frozen for a second. But I think if you lose connection for too long, then it goes blank, and then it has like a reconnect or a reset sort of time. That ends up being like 5 or 6 seconds. But I'm not sure I haven't tested that yet.
It depends
the trick
on.
Is to not panic.
It'll have a long reconnect time if you're using the DJI RX, because it'll try to switch bands, and that's where that long reconnect time's in. If you don't have the RX, then it stays on 5.8 regardless, and it'll reconnect almost immediately.
Oh, so it's still just the 1 second thing after. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Do we know many people who use DJI RX?
I have a number of times. I used to run Express LRS 900 and had nothing but problems with it. Then I switched to DJI RX because it was simpler. But then I hate that tiny ass controller for my big monster hand, so I went back to Express LRS 2.4, but I'd like got all the high end gear for it, and it's been glorious since. So.
Cool.
I'm trying to figure out if that's just a picture of a joystick at the bottom of the screen. Or...
It is. Yeah, it's just a picture.
Okay.
It's not moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody's hard left on there.
Oh no! There's some slight movements.
He is moving.
Oh,
yeah, he is moving.
Weird.
That's so weird because, like, the roll looks like it's not even close to center.
Yeah.
He's just doing a constant yaw spin right now, where his sticks are
just not calibrated.
Wait, he took his thumb off the stick, and the stick stayed way to the right.
Wait, I don't think he's mode 2.
Video.
Oh yeah, maybe not mode 2, or it's flipped.
Weirdos.
Yeah, because when you've seen him
or like
joystick
mode 3 or something.
I would expect mode 3 from a
horizontal for the throttle. That's super.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. When he took his thumb off the left-hand stick, the stick stayed to the right. Either that, it's just like a really sloppy springs in his transmitter.
I want to do one of these cam videos with like an Xbox 360 controller.
Whoa. Yeah. This beautiful landscaper we're looking at his thumbs.
I've never done one, but I always want to just to see what my hands do.
That's you know what I wonder though, because there's all those settings in the DJI, like in the Avata. So maybe one day he's like, what are these different modes? Oh, maybe I like this mode. I'm going to do this one. And just
I don't think any mode is horizontal, is right stick horizontal throttle.
No. I don't think mode 11 maybe.
It says M mode. What's M mode?
Manual mode.
Manual.
I don't know. That seems terrible.
This is the shot with the DJI Action 2, and it's
Maybe it's
active FPV. We see a lot of videos from him. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Weird, but
I think
he's
it's
a DJI
kind of
guy.
silly though. I mean, it's like,
Link isn't.
But
Why not?
isn't he just? He's just like
why not use the
rolling
Avata footage?
3/4 stick the whole time.
Hmm.
Maybe it's not lined up.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's
he
not
dropped it or something.
Time aligned. It's a different time. We just put it in there for shits and giggles to screw us
Yeah,
up.
he must
Giggles
have.
and
Because it's
shits.
definitely not timed. You can see like he's not even moving.
Oh,
the stick
true.
right
It's
now,
not
and he's
synced up.
rotating
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
no.
That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, it was like when he did the flip. Like he did the
I
flip.
think he was
in the
trying to
video,
get this
you know,
this exact
absolutely.
reaction out of people.
Yeah.
What are you
I
doing?
know I'll mess with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like he's kind of has it to the left. It looks like it might be synced up. It's just the gimbals are so tiny on that though.
It's bullshit on a stick, guys.
He's not even moving
Oh,
his
here
stick.
come the
He
shards of
just-
pelvis again.
All of a sudden, he just like gives us the thumbs up, and he's not actually flying the drone.
Does Jeff really do
Wait,
this
isn't there
though?
supposed to be a green light on that? Isn't there supposed to be a green light on that thing?
Oh, I gotta be up early, guys, so I'm gonna have to bounce. But it was good chatting with you, and nice to meet you, FalconRad, and good to see you again,
Yeah,
Nomad.
nice to talk to you.
Yarp,
Great.
yarp.
You too. Brother. Be good,
It
Paul.
wasn't very nice talking to you, Dan. You don't like Kiss Ultra, so.
You know it. You know it. I know.
He'd like smooch
I'm coming
ultra.
around.
All right, guys, have a
Good
good
luck
night.
with
Stay
the,
yourself.
Good luck with the
Peace
part
out. Be
3
good.
build.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
I'll
Yeah, keep us posted.
I'll update you guys. I'll let you know how it's going. So
All right.
sweet. All right.
Sweet.
Cheers. See you guys.
Yeah.
This is Jeff does this with an atomic dolphin.
Does he though?
Atomic RC Dolphin with iNav
This is
7.
the Adam RC build. This is a really dope build. I'm thinking about getting this for long range. FalconRad to go and chase around.
Well, with
and shit.
iNav, you can program routes with iNav, right?
Yeah.
Yarp.
So you could literally what I want to do is I want to get something like this with iNav, set waypoints, set it on a mission, right? Fly it around somewhere, like cool long range stuff, and then take my 7-inch and like chase it, but like cinematically chase it.
What has happened here is
Like
my
I have it
There you go.
appear at different spots and
far
shit
away
when I'm
from
flying. It'd be cool.
That is my safe waypoint distance, which is set to like.
See, what had happened was
I'm like 10,000 feet away
Yeah.
from it because it's in a different location. So I have the load waypoints on enabled.
good job,
You guys
Jeff.
wanna find it?
Jeff doesn't
What
fucking
happened?
do this.
When does it fly?
Holy shit, dude. Coronavirus.
Can I look?
Oh yeah, this is a great gibbet. Oh man, infused.
Absolute butter. Absolute butter.
Manual loader mode. Nice.
Oh, because it's
Loiter.
loiter mode. So it's just going to
Loader.
go out and come back.
I'm gonna take it out of
It's just going to circle around you.
loiter. I'm in angle mode.
Flying a pattern.
Let's see how angle acts. Oh, look at that.
Put it in acro, bro.
There we go.
Do you even
I fly my
acro, bro?
Cessna in acro.
Nice. Angle's nice.
I'd like to see that.
Angle's very nice. Put
Like a
this
real
thing-
Cessna?
let's go and put this thing-
Most 172s aren't acro rated, so you get in trouble. You take them beyond a certain
Yeah.
banking degree and
For sure.
G-force. Damage aircraft.
Put this thing back in angle mode. What? There's angle mode. So right now I'm just letting the thing fly. I have it in angle mode. I got the power.
This is like a walkthrough or some bullshit. I gotta fucking fast forward this shit.
Yeah, I
That's
think
a long
so.
video.
I was hoping to see some long range. And
That's
this is
after this
testing.
walkthrough, mate. I want to see some epic shit.
I'm just letting it fly in angle.
I don't think he's gonna do
That's what
epic
you
shit.
want. I want him to fly to those mountains in the distance.
I don't
That's what I
know.
want.
Yeah, that's right. Go to the middle where he starts doing dangerous stuff, and then go near the end where he crashes. Let's
Right.
do the dangerous
Oh, does
stuff
he
now
crash?
for a minute. Now he's
Yeah,
flying
does he
really low
crash?
to the ground.
Start here.
It just seems so unstable.
You skipping ahead.
Go mess around over here by us, and we'll go
I skipped
fly.
back.
Spoiler alert, FalconRad. Spoiler
In
alert.
my opinion, when it's kind of like crap conditions like this,
Is he gonna hand catch it?
His
Or
teeth.
face catch it.
Because with the wind blowing, it's gonna give you an idea.
I want to see somebody do a face catch.
And I'm at about 50% right now.
Catch a drone in your mouth.
Yeah,
Teeth, yeah.
Whoop,
just anywhere on the face is good enough.
whoop cookie.
Whack. Break your nose with a 5-inch quad.
I don't think we're gonna get anything cool out of this, guys.
I always have excessive drag from not having a rear hatch also.
This is cool though. This guy has a great channel. If you haven't checked out, Jeff does this on YouTube. He's got a huge channel with lots of information. He also does do some cool videos. We just didn't pick a very good one tonight, obviously. But next time, because this next one is fucking amazing. It's only 2 minutes long. Perfect. This is my kind of shit right here. I love this.
Yeah, this is nice. There's some snowy mountains, motherfucker.
It's snowy.
I can't wait for the next nice weekend. I'm definitely going out to Squamish again, redeeming a couple spots that I didn't get to fly.
This
It's
is
been
the
pretty
Alps.
warm. You might be able to even drive in for a bit.
Nice.
It kind of looks like your valley down there. Where you
This
guys
almost
fly.
looks like the same place where that last guy's video was from. Because look, there's the huge thing of water with like the.
I was thinking the
dam
same
sort
thing.
of
I thought I
bridge
saw
thing going
the
across it.
antenna up there.
I mean, I've seen several different ones of those in Europe somewhere, but
Yeah.
I kind of
last
wonder if it's actually the same place because it's
They call
there's
this
this one
FPV
sort of like
alley.
iconic spot.
Does it have the same
Last time
dam?
was-
Remember it had the viaduct or whatever?
That's a pretty cool gully for coming down right towards it.
This guy only has
Played this level on
43
Trip.
subscribers, guys. 43
Yeah,
subscribers.
subscribe up.
Trying to find a very-
Only he only had 2 batteries. He got out there.
What's he flying?
I'd have to go to his rotor build site. Just a second.
Yeah, he's in the US. Well,
Pavo Pico.
Orange juice, a Pavo Pico. That'd be amazing.
Dude, I'm actually really
I'd buy one
surprised.
tomorrow. Orange
I don't know
juice
if-
7.
what's that?
I took the
This
whoops
drone that he's
off my
flying.
Pavo Pico, turned it into a
Oh,
freestyle
it's a
drone.
TBS Source 1.
The
TBS
range
Source
on
1.
it is impressive.
Oh yeah,
7-inch though.
oh planes here now.
Oh, cool.
Waypoint
Like that
style
body
too.
cam.
Oh, that's like a
Mm.
what's that? A nano drag, and
I was gonna say, The purple one, he was just testing the Dolphin.
Wait, you print
What's that
Marcel?
OSD?
It looks like something like race render. Looks like it's used to render the telemetry after the fact.
Oh, this is Atomic RC Swordfish. There's a DJI 03, and the rear camera is Runcam Hybrid 4K.
And a
Airplane
giant pube stuck to the lens.
Adam RC Dolphin. Oh, one's a swordfish, one's a dolphin. Oh, okay.
Rear cam's a Komodo.
Front and rear cam. Oh, front FPV and front cameras. The DJI 03 on the second one. Yeah, they both have the same setup for cameras. Front camera, hybrid 4K.
And a giant pube on the lens.
This is all over FPV. Only has 10.5.
Oh, wait, that's not a
drivers.
map, isn't it?
Yes,
Yep.
That's a
you
GPS
finally
map.
put that together, Dan?
Oh,
Holy
I
shit,
thought
dude.
that's why I said it's a giant pube on the lens. I'm like, what the
I'm
heck?
gonna lend
dude?
you some money
Wake
so you can
up.
pay attention, man.
He thought it was a
He went
few.
like
I
that.
knew he was talking about. I just ignored it.
You know, like, what's that hair on the corner?
I thought he was just trying to crack
was
jokes
too
or whatever, but he
clever.
kept on with it. He just kept on and kept on and kept on.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is that
pubes.
thing? Yeah, it's a map.
Pubes.
Well, it doesn't move like a
Pubes
map
on
does.
both cameras. On both cameras, Dan.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the heck? Is this like on his like overlay? Is that his logo? Is his watermark?
Fucking hilarious.
Short and
What's
curly
up,
FPV.
Flexo 3D? Good to see you, bro.
Flexo.
Yo, Flexo, haven't seen you in a hot minute, man.
Oh, too funny. Too funny. I'm gonna have to clip that later.
And this whole flight is them two chasing each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need a
I
smoke
think it's
bomb on the lead plane.
waypoint chase as well. At the same time, like it's like
Yeah.
I don't think we were
There's another
Oh, you can do
advantage
like
to the
races.
O3. You can actually
You do
see
like
each
long
other.
range races. That's pretty cool. Like with waypoints.
You can long range
You gotta hit
race.
certain waypoints.
Like they
I
carry
You
you
gotta
saw
hit
around.
certain waypoints.
I saw a thing
Cool.
for like it wasn't races, but it was like times for people for it was like long range times, like
Hmm.
the quickest 5 or 10 kilometers or something like that with a drone. I can't remember where I saw that.
I've been toying with the idea of, as my wife and I do these summer adventures, and I was thinking about having her like drive off with one of my long range rigs and then plug in, and like hopefully I can get video. I'm pretty sure my Express LRS will connect, and then take off from there and just fly back to myself, so I can use the whole battery for one direction.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Extend the battery range.
She could
there.
drive back. She could drive back to you, and you could chase her.
Exactly.
Get some chase shots. Chase shots of the Subaru.
Well, if you had like a
own
really,
chase
chase
shot.
shot.
really good vantage point somewhere where you could actually like see way down the valley and
Yeah, my only
Yeah.
concern is though, like the O3 air unit is on low power when it's not connected, so it's not beaconing at
will
full
it
power.
will it link? Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
when
think
you
it will.
when you arm or whatever, does your flight
Oh yeah,
controller
it does go into full power.
does your flight controller tell it?
Yeah, it does go
Hey,
into full
you're
power when I
supposed to
arm.
arm,
So
so
I could just wait.
it's gonna
I
be
could
a
just wait
matter
for
of-
the Express LRS to connect and then arm, and then I
Yeah.
should get video.
And your Express LRS
Yeah.
should connect, right? Because your transmitter is
Oh, yeah.
just gonna transmit
yeah.
at whatever power you want it to.
That's
60
the least
watts.
of your
I
worries.
assume. Or yeah, I'd assume.
Yeah, the
I think you
transmitter.
should-
is always
I've
beeping.
wondered the same thing about it'd be cool to go and do a perch up on the top of this mountain, maybe get it run on the angle so I'm still facing the antennas up myself, but I would kind of feel better maybe just dropping my quad off somewhere 5 kilometers away and having somebody else there and then see if I can
Yeah.
arm it or whatever when they plug in.
Yeah.
Hey, so question for you, FalconRad. Since, finally get to ask you a question.
those
What do you think of the new iFlight Helion?
Someone else just asked me that. I think
thought-
it
Yeah,
looks
I figured
it
I
looks
was
pretty
gonna
good.
be the first one.
The way the arms are designed and stuff, I think it's probably going to do pretty well for like vibrations and resonance and whatever.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought the arms were pretty skookum.
It
It has the same motors I have on my Cinelifter.
I think the flight times and stuff are not really going to do much more than a 7-inch, like unless you're carrying some huge batteries. You're because kind of half an hour is going to be sort of the upper limit
Yeah.
on most.
I'm kind of surprised that it comes out of the
Things.
box with tri-blade props.
Tri-blade props are just much smoother or much easier to have smoother results with. Whenever I try
What do you
bi-blades,
fly?
I get
Fly
odd
quads?
vibrations and stuff, and the GoPro footage doesn't look as nice as when I use tri-blades.
Yeah, it took a lot on my 7-inch to tune out those wobbles and everything with the bi-blade props, and now if I put tri-blade props on it, it's just jumpy and spastic. So I've got it tuned up nicely for bi-blade.
FalconRad, on your long rangers, do you do bi-blades?
No, tri-blade always, because I'm just
Oh,
going
tri-
for the smoothest as possible for the video. 'Cause I'm always thinking about the GoPro footage.
Yeah,
And
no,
since you can get far enough anyway, so
gangster.
Gangsta.
I double up.
This is great footage of the chasing, eh?
Yeah, this is.
but the Helion, I think probably the best thing about that would be that you'd have a higher speed for your comfortable cruising speed. Like the
Yeah.
batteries and motors would be happy probably doing 80 or 90
Yeah.
kilometers an hour for like the entire flight. Whereas
Yeah,
for a
that's
7-inch,
kinda
that's
what I was thinking.
pushing it a little bit for the battery and the
You
motors.
can
unless
you can't
really
cover
set-
more distance with it per milliamp hour of juice used. That's the idea, I think.
I'm not sure about
Yeah.
per milliamp hour, because it's going to suck back the milliamp hours, because you got, you're going to have like 3110s spinning some 10-inch props, and that's going to take a lot of watts, even if you're, not pushing the motor hard. It's still, you got to overcome the wind resistance and drag this 1.5 kilogram thing through the air.
Well,
So
not with that kind of attitude.
I don't think it's going to make it really much. I don't think it's going to be much better in performance for over a 7-inch as far as milliamp hours per kilometer, but you can do 80 or 90 kilometers an hour comfortably. So you could probably get 7 or 8 kilometers out pretty easily, where that's starting to push it a little bit with a 7-inch quad, depending on how well you know your battery and all that.
Mhm.
You could just cover 5 kilometers when you're doing 90k an hour. You cover 5 kilometers in no time at all.
I get about 6 to 8 minutes of good freestyle on my X8 with the 5200 milliamp hour 8S.
8S. You're running on 8S.
Oh? Yep.
Where'd you get a 5200 8S?
It's two 4S's smashed together.
I was gonna say, I don't even see those. I look for them.
It's not hard to rebuild packs.
Yeah, that's what I did for mine, was just stick 2 4s together.
More S is more better. More voltage means less current,
Just don't
less
stick the
voltage
wrong.
drop.
Just don't stick the wrong wires together. Don't cross the streams.
Speaking of crossing the streams, we talked about this dual antenna thing that I want to show you guys from our friends over at AKK. They make a dual. Oh, it's not done. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Are we talking goggle antenna or?
No, this is a VTX for your drone, and it beams out left hand and right hand. It's a brand new.
It's a Mimo thing or whatever.
How is it?
I was actually wondering, like it gives a left and a right hand signal, like from 2 different antennas.
Isn't that what the O3 does?
Because I was wondering if you could.
The O3 is vertically polarized, and it's 90 degrees out of phase on both antennas. Or linearly polarized, rather. So you get vertical and horizontal polarization, which is a little bit more efficient than circular polarized. And some of the aftermarket antennas for the O3 are left-hand circular polarized, which is less efficient for your receiving antennas and your goggles, but it's way better than right-hand polarized.
Yeah.
So what is it?
I wish True RC would do a replacement antenna for the O3.
They do.
You do now?
Yeah, they have linear polarized. No, the problem is their antennas are actually linear polarized. But if you go to like Get FPV or Race Day Quads or whatever, the marketing wank that they got from Flyfish, it still says circular polarized.
Yeah. So you just got to find the right ones on True RC.
Yeah.
Share a link if you can. So I don't know my antennas very well.
What do I look like,
Right
Google?
here. So it says range 1 for LHCP and 1 for RHCP.
That's not a range.
Crazy.
Range is exactly 1 LHCP.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Well, don't they cancel themselves out since it's an L and an R, so the range is 0?
Kit contains VTX, 1 L and 1 R antenna.
That's what I wondered. If you transmit left and right, if they're like pointing at each other, do you just get like negative?
Well, what's going to happen? I mean, the whole idea is they're supposed to be 90 degrees out of phase, right?
Yeah, I guess.
The problem is, as the quad moves around, you're going to have to switch phase direction, and during that phase direction, it's like a null zone. It's the weakest possible signal you could get. So you'd be cruising around, and all of a sudden you lose VTX, but then half a second later you get it back. I don't like that design at all. I don't think you should mix left and right hand circular polarized, even at 90 degrees.
Yeah. Weird. Weird. Super weird.
I'm a ham guy, so I know a lot about antennas and transceivers and
Yeah.
some shit.
So you're saying that the reason it works is because they're supposed to be mounted 90 degrees from each other. So if someone's like, "Hey, now I'm going to turn my analog quad into a DJI looking quad," and they just stick them like sort of tipped on a little bit of an angle like this.
They really
That's
should be the same polarization.
Yeah,
The
you would
polarization
think.
should match your receiving antennas. So in this case, the only benefit that if you had left-hand circular polarized antennas on your goggles, the only benefit the right-hand circular polarized antenna would have is if the quad was directly behind the stalk of your antenna on your goggles.
Yeah.
But that transition between left to right-hand or vice versa, that's going to be a null zone.
So this one that Marcel has up, is that like a diversity? Is that the idea?
Well, except
Just
it's on
two inches.
transmission. It's on. I guess
I
it's
guess
supposed to be kind of like diversity. Yeah. And I assume
I don't
that you're
think-
supposed to have.
Well,
a
you
left,
need
are you
you need
supposed to have a
something
left and a
deciding
right
which
hand?
one.
Are you supposed to have a
Doesn't make
left
sense
hand
for
or
the
right hand
transmitter
receiving
because
antenna?
the transmitter is not going to decide which signal is the best. The receiver decides which. signal is
Diversity
the best.
doesn't mean
Diversity.
what the FPV community thinks it means. It's been kind of misused. Like deciding on which like the diversity RXs like Crossfire and Express OS, like deciding which receiver to use, that's not diversity. Diversity is using both receivers and only using the signal that agrees on both, so you filter out the noise.
You blend them.
Mm.
Interesting. Never cross the streams.
But it says
More
it
like
has
what
free
Rapid Fire
antennas.
does.
Says what?
Says what?
Marcel says
It's
what?
free antennas. Says it has a free
Free
antennas.
Oh well, shit!
Well,
Right
that'd be-
then, damn,
$21.99. So cheap.
that'd be good.
Can't go wrong.
Will it work with my goggles too?
No. Nothing works with the
That's-
goggles.
that's
too.
the joke.
Goggles, too.
It needs at least 2 watts of power, though.
At
60
least.
watts.
At least.
It needs its own lipo. You gotta have
Yeah.
a TV station license for it.
Yeah.
Too bad it only goes up to
FCC.
400 milliwatts.
So speaking of dual antennas, I wanted to try the 7-turn helical antennas work great, and
yeah.
I once put 4 of those 7-turn helical antennas on my DJI goggles, and God, perfect
It probably
signal,
looked
just like
ridiculous.
stayed at 50 like the whole time, like worked way better
Oh,
than the
I'm
iFlight
sure.
patch.
I'm sure.
But having 4 of those things on your goggles is ridiculous.
Well,
So I'm
that's-
actually
that's
trying out making
Yeah.
double ones. So this is actually two of them woven together.
Yeah. So like a
So
patch
that,
antenna is just it's a structure
so
of
it just-
of a helical antenna but flattened.
So it would just be 2 antennas to use instead of 4 because each one is 2.
But then put 4 on them. Put 4 of those double helixes on there.
Oh, but then you gotta
Yeah, like a
then you have to
robot.
worry about, then you gotta solder your connectors. Like these wires are going to go to different SMAs. If they both go to the same SMA,
Oh,
but
I
you have
see.
to worry about phase matching
I'm
the,
making a joke.
the elements. And then you need to like get into 3D printing the part or like computer printing the part because when you're phase matching, it's like has to be perfect or whatever.
Yeah, these aftermarket antennas, especially for like O3s and whatever, I would definitely want to run them through a VNA to make sure they're tuned properly. I just don't trust a lot of the stuff you get off the internets. The
What's a
SWR
VNA?
gets too high. It's a vector network analyzer. It shows you basically the efficiency of an antenna at different frequencies and the standing wave ratio. So you want your standing wave ratio to be as low as possible, to be as easy on the transmitter as possible. So if the standing wave ratio (SWR) is high, it can actually burn out the transmitter. So the antennas need to be tuned specifically to the frequencies, the bands that you're transmitting on. Receiving, it doesn't matter. If you have a mismatched antenna on receiver, you just receive less. It doesn't hurt anything, but
Yeah.
transmitters can get burnt.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think I've flown with. Anytime I fly with something other than a True Singularity, I always notice it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna put the Singularity back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the big advantages, like some of these larger antennas, like those helical antennas, they have higher gain, so you get a stronger signal out of them.
These are just good for receiving. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you were transmitting with those and you maintain that same directionality, you would get the same amount of gain for transmit also.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting.
I guess
How
you
you
could
doing there,
put one of those antennas. You could put one of those antennas on a servo and make it follow the home point. So as you're flying around, the antenna just constantly points at you.
Antenna tracking on the drone.
Yeah, exactly.
You could do the same on your goggles too, couldn't you?
That would
The
be
goggles
cool.
to track the drone, so you don't have to turn your head. Ooh, nomad videos. What a treat. Oh, is that your lair up in the mountains there?
Yeah. There's my X8 in the neighborhood where it doesn't belong.
The
It
neighbors
is so
are like,
freaking loud.
"What?
It is so
There's
loud.
aliens.
What motors do you have on your 8?
I got the Zing 2 3110s.
31, that's nice.
It's an 8-inch, so it's decent for that size.
Yeah, that's a pretty beefy motor for an 8-inch or a good size. Definitely have some
Flexo's got a
good
point.
authority with that.
Yeah, don't fire up a TX with that antenna attached.
Unless you need a new VTX. Get it ever reason.
Yeah, unless you need a VTX.
Convince your significant other. No, Audie, it just blew up. I swear.
There's a shot in here where I was flying long range and decided to do an unplanned juicy flick at the top of a hill and almost ate shit. It was pretty funny.
Where's that
was like-
beach that you were just flying along?
That's in Michigan. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
20
in
minutes from my
Michigan.
house.
Wow.
Where's this?
Oh.
With the mountains.
This is South Dakota, Badlands.
Yeah. I guess they're not really mountains, but compared to where I live, they're mountains.
Yeah, this is all over the country. We did a lot of traveling in
Nice little
2023.
spot there, man. Looks
Yeah,
we should
that's
be shooting
really
a Western
pretty.
movie. Shooting a Western movie.
I like those shots like that where you're just kind of like riding the line of the sun, just hovering out behind the,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
the
get it.
hill there.
Yeah, you get it. That was exactly the point.
Getting the sparkles.
Hanging right on that horizon. Here it is.
Wow,
Ooh, trim the grass almost there.
Yeah.
that was sick.
Oh, nice.
You only live once, though, man. You only live once.
I was feeling good. I was having fun.
Yeah.
Turns out campers don't like drones.
No.
Fuck yeah. Oh, no.
So this is the Avata with head tracking. I was using the motion controller and head tracking with the goggles, so it was super windy and I didn't want to cross that threshold.
Right. Wow, that's pretty gnarly.
That's just the first half.
That's just the first half. Ooh.
But yeah,
What is that,
FalconRad,
like
if you
a
ever want me to
salt
grade your
26
videos, dude,
minutes.
If what?
let me know, man. If you ever want me to grade your videos, let me know.
Oh, yeah, actually, I can't color grade with crap. I just play around with buttons until things kind of look good or something.
Same.
We should come to an
No,
arrangement.
he wasn't
Yeah.
talking about
I'm a
color grading. He was
professional
just talking
colorist.
about being judgy.
Oh, yeah, I should, maybe when I, like, for one of my, like, especially nice ones, I should, get some help with that. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to do that collab, dude. That'd be a lot of fun.
Where's that one? That feels west.
That was
Coast.
Oregon. That is the Alvord
that a salt
Desert
flat?
in South. No,
Oh,
that's
desert.
just a desert. It's in Southeast Oregon, believe it or not.
Fucking sky is amazing.
Oh,
How long did it take you to drive out there to the middle of it?
We weren't even
Yeah,
close to the
that's
middle,
right.
dude. We were like 2 miles
No.
in. It is huge.
oh,
It looks like
Yeah.
everything's way closer than it is. Here's where he lost signal. when I went past that.
There.
I was like, okay, time to come home.
Clench.
Nice.
This is Annapolis, Maryland, chasing my daughter's car. Find the X8 in the park. You go back and watch this on your phone. It's in HDR. It's pretty good grade. Maybe the SDR grade doesn't do it justice. YouTube eats it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you grade your stuff in HDR as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a professional colorist.
oh, you do it for a living, like it's work.
Yes.
Oh.
Doesn't mean I'm racist though.
Well, I was saying earlier when you first offered to grade his footage for him, I was like, no, that's just him being judgy. He's just gonna judge your footage for you. Give it a grade. A, B, C,
Nah.
D.
Nah. No, that's not a pube on the lens. That's a map.
Yeah. Where was a pube once? I think he used the pube.
In the
to
beginning,
program his
maybe.
Oh, then I got a question for you. Shooting stuff on GoPro. I've always found if I use flat color and then a native ISO, that everything just looks like mud, and like it doesn't matter what I do in Premiere Pro, I can't make the mud look vibrant.
So you're thinking of flat color and native white balance, right?
Yeah, and then now that I fly with flat color and just put my white balance at 5,000 if it's sunny and 5,500 if it's cloudy, the color's almost like it just pops too much all the time. Like I can't get flatter color out of it.
The point of native white balance is that all colors respond on the sensor equally. When the white balance is cooler, the cool ones respond more, but there's less headroom before they peak. So you get less detail in the color that is dominant from the white balance. When you're using white balance, native white balance is flat across the board. And then I just did a live stream on GoPro settings on the lab settings. There's a couple of other tweaks you can do to kind of escape out of the Rec 709 color space and use native sensor color space, which does give you a lot more detail in the extreme saturation ranges. So there's a lot you can do. I mean, native white balance is, you need a color chart if you're going to use it, because it's really, really hard to get your white balance when you don't have an actual reference white in the shot. So before I fly, I hold a color chart out in front of my GoPro, and usually, like if it's sunny, I make sure the sun is hitting it, because you always want your white to be illuminated. You don't want it to be in shadow.
Yeah, I looked at buying a color card that's like of any decent quality. It's like $200 for a piece of paper with some squares on it.
So
Probably
apparently they're helpful.
Yeah, if you're buying one for GoPros, you don't need that kind of color accuracy. You can get the $10 one off Amazon. It's fine.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah,
that'll work.
You just
okay.
you just need a good, consistent reference for white and 18% gray to be able to pull your white balance. And then what you do is you'll use your white balance picker. I don't know what the hell how that works in Premiere. I don't use that Fisher Price baby shit, but you pick your white balance with the reference white on the card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you sample it and it balances the footage to that.
Okay.
He's killing us tonight.
We do the same thing in stills.
But then you can only do that if you've used the native ISO or native white balance.
You can use it if you've
like
used any other white balance.
Like if you use it, if I set it to 5,000 though, then it's already kind of like, pre-saturated the footage in a certain way. Is it still as manipulatable as if it was done in native?
Yes and no. 5,000's on the cooler side for the sensor, because like if you look at native white balance, it looks very warm, right? Kind of orange. That's the native response of the sensor. So that means that your blues and your reds and your greens are all responding equally, even if it doesn't look like it. So that's the thing people have to get by when they start messing around with the native white balance. That's going to give you the most dynamic range of all of the colors. So if you have your your white balance like 6,000, for instance, right, you're giving up dynamic range in the blues and not gaining anything in the reds. So like you're discarding that data in camera when you could take all of that data and then manipulate it after, so you don't have to discard any of that data. That's kind of the power of the native white balance.
All right, so it is if you really know what you're doing to make the sort of muddy picture I've been getting from native white balance and flat into something that pops.
Yeah, I mean, you should watch my stream next weekend. I'll probably show it off.
Nice plug. Nice plug. You've done this before.
Yeah, it's on my channel. So, damn, I don't have that up.
You're
Shelby
going
Vole's
to
here,
do
right?
on Sundays or what?
Marcel, did you show Shelby Vole your wing?
Yeah, he's seen it last already. No, man,
So,
you're doing your stream on Sunday still, yeah?
Every other Sunday. So the next one is going to be the coming Sunday at 8 p.m. on Eastern.
Sunday at 8. All right.
Yeah, and like if you have footage that you want me to work with on the stream, you can submit that. There's a Discord somewhere in the description of any of my videos. You can get on the Discord and submit, send a Google Drive link or a Dropbox or whatever to some ungraded footage, and I'll actually work with it on the stream and teach you my ways. So the whole thing is supposed to be educational, not judgy, according to Dan. So.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nomad Arrow. Sunday.
Let me, I'll drop the Discord link in there as soon as I find it.
I'm starting to lose the will to live. Oh.
The will to live is almost over. Yeah, I think this is the last one I picked, I think.
There we go. I dropped the Discord link in the chat.
Nice.
And it is a cult.
Oh,
it is.
I'll force you to use DaVinci Resolve. I mean, you can edit and whatever you want. I don't care about that. But your color grading needs to happen in Resolve like an adult.
Is DaVinci Resolve subscription based?
No, it is. There is a free version that has some limitations, and then there is a paid version that is $395 one-time payment for a lifetime license.
What are the limitations on the free one like? Like 4K
it's missing a lot of the. Well, it'll do 4K, I think. Yeah, it'll do 4K, but it won't do high frame rate, so you can't do like 120 frames or anything like that. Lowest score is meh. Yeah, Flexo knows me.
I thought that was a good score. I thought mine was like for good videos.
Meh. Yeah, it's missing some of the GPU compute and the neural engine functions, so like Magic Mask and things of that nature. I honestly don't know because I've had the paid version of DaVinci Resolve since like, I don't know, since it became a thing. So, but I've heard some people are having pretty good, decent results, good experiences with the free version. So I mean, at least check it out. If you buy one of their cameras, you get it for free. So that's nice.
Right, so let me see if I got 10 grand in the bank.
You'd be surprised how inexpensive their cinema cameras are, dude.
Oh yeah?
I think you
they
can get the
started
original.
at like 10.
No, you can get the original Pocket 4K for like $9.95 or something like that.
How much?
Or less than $1,000.
Oh really?
I think the.
Hey, you want to keep it down over there? We're trying to have a conversation.
Shards of his pelvis.
You Vancouver punks.
Oh man, delicious.
Such a
I'm
skip.
just realizing here it's 8:45 for me.
Yeah,
I,
we're
No,
almost
that's
there.
late.
This is
It's
our
almost
last
midnight
video.
here.
Our
Yeah,
last
11:45
video, then we're
here,
gonna
maybe.
close it down.
I do have dinner before my bedtime.
No doubt. I
Oh,
had a
yeah.
thought on the stream. But yeah, it's our last video, then we're gonna close her down. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming in, hanging out, everybody in the chat. Hope you guys
Thanks for
learned a
having
lot.
me.
I did. And it was a lot of fun. Excuse me. Yeah. This is our friend Tobias from France. Always got some amazing wing footage. He's also got a Shelby Vol style wing that he's flown a couple times
Nice.
as well. So still getting it kind of, tuned properly. But look at this. This is crazy.
Just hanging out upside down that whole way.
Wait, that's above the clouds. This is Flight Simulator.
I'm so confused.
Nice. Somebody say
Nice.
69.
Nice. Look at that light / rainbows coming from it.
Yeah,
Pretty
I think
cool.
it's time I stopped following the rules. I'm just going to fly above the clouds now.
Well, the clouds are low, dude. It's where your
Oh, there.
takeoff is from. What if you're flying from an air balloon? You know?
Who knows, dude? He could be levitating. At this
Can you
point,
imagine the range you could get if you had an air balloon?
Right?
you could get all of it.
Yeah.
You could get one
Hey.
LHCP.
There you go.
Amazing.
We wouldn't want to
This
put a
is
very
what I want
expensive
to do.
battery on it because you're not going to get it back.
Oh,
Because
man.
I don't think
Look at that.
return to home on a balloon works very well.
Yeah.
No.
A
Not with
Zeppelin.
that kind of attitude.
Not that kind of
What if you had like a rocket powered Zeppelin? Or EDF, those electric.
Yeah,
ducted
Night Train. I
fans.
hear that a lot.
I
Try to avoid any drama. So
Nice. Sounds like my kind of channel. Sunday 17th holiday show at the drone hangar. Woohoo.
Fuck yeah, bro. Right on. Big shout out. Ooh, a VCI
Shelby.
stuff. Nice. I don't want to log into
think
the
you did a review of
website,
that
but
one,
I
didn't you,
haven't even
Shelby?
thought about purchasing it. Yep.
That's
y'all
the one
see
where
when
the
my-
prop hub goes, the
The
tail
backcast, Yep.
bar strut goes through the prop, right?
Yeah. Yeah. it's
That's
that one.
weird.
Did y'all see my
That's
scathing
totally
review of the Insta360 Ace Pro?
I
Oh.
see.
Was it scathing?
But I didn't watch it all. No, I haven't had a chance.
Yeah, it's my most hated video, I think.
This is your message.
Yeah, it's
The
fortunate.
one where you
YouTube
shit
doesn't
on it,
show-
the one where you say about vlogging. Which one?
Oh, I totally shit on it. I mean, as an action camera, it's trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the vlogging you say maybe
For
not,
vlogging, it's
like you
great.
say-
Yeah, it's easier to
okay.
use than a cell phone, and it's has all the right features for vlogging. But I put it on my X8 for one flight, and it cracked the screen just from the vibration.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus. That's awful.
Some action camera.
Yeah, well, a
Somebody's
bunch of
playing
the
with it.
Insta360 fanboys came and bombed my video. I don't know what it is, man. They're a vicious bunch. Don't you dare talk shit about my camera. Brr.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with people with like when you have a big channel like that, all the people see your shit. But if you do like a review, like if I did a review, I would get like the people I know like commenting and shit, and you would get like a bunch of idiot competitors who are just like fanboys, like you said.
That's funny.
I'm kind of happy that way. Otherwise, you do get stuck into those kind of drawn out situations.
Nobody gets out alive.
And speaking of,
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm gonna try and do that right now while I still am.
get out alive,
Get
everybody.
alive.
You
Yeah,
guys all have a stream.
yeah.
Thank
I haven't
you.
had dinner yet. I gotta make some food.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you, FalconRad.
See
Take
you guys.
care.
Yep.
Everybody.
Have a good night.
Pleasure.
See you around,
Thanks,
brother.
guys.
Nice
Okay,
talking
bye.
with you.
And we'll see you guys next time. Man.